could do, so that's pretty good. Next up, we have Cinebench R11.5, and we're doing the OpenGL test here. And yeah, it's pretty stuttery. There's not much going on even, and it's, lagging like crazy. But the end result was 1.8 FPS, which is better than nothing. Next, YouTube 1080p playback. Now, this is one of my videos here, and we're trying to do 1080p 50, but it didn't do very well. But it could definitely handle 720p, because you can see here in 1080p it's stuttering a bit, but setting it to 720p did pretty well, especially for how old the integrated graphics is. It was pretty smooth, it was just fine. I was able to watch it and actually enjoy the video. Next up, Portal 2. Now, this game is pretty easy to run, especially for older GPUs, but we're running this on integrated graphics, on a CPU integrated graphics. And so it did run, but it was only like 20 FPS. And although, to be fair, it was playable, completely playable. Like, I could play this for hours still, because I'm basically used to low integrated graphics. I used to play on Intel Iris Xe graphics with modern games. But yeah, that's about it. There's not much really you can test on this iGPU, but it showed a big step towards proper integrated graphics that actually ran properly instead of just using Intel GMA on a motherboard or some sort of chipset graphics that didn't do very well or fare very well at all. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
This is what $9,000 can get you, or at least it could. You see, I bought this 28-core Intel Xeon Platinum 8176 on eBay for just $999. And it's not only not a bad deal for the CPU on its own, but it's a reflection of an increasingly favorable CPU market for buyers. That is, if you're willing to get your hands a little bit dirty digging through the archives of CPU history. And if you're willing to take some risks. Like the risk I take of you skipping this message from our sponsor, Seasonic. Never skimp on getting a quality power supply for your current or your next computer build. Check out Seasonic and their wattage calculator at the link in the video description to find out which one will suit your needs. Intel's first generation Xeon scalable CPUs launched on July 11th, 2017, and the reception to them was lukewarm. Largely because AMD also launched their first generation EPYC server CPUs around the same time. See, the problem for Intel was, for nearly $5,000 less, you could buy a CPU from AMD with more threads and more cache if you were willing to overlook some of the growing pains that came with it being an all-new platform. So AMD's return to competitiveness could be part of the reason that we were able to get this CPU for just 12% of its retail price 4 years later. But it's definitely not the whole picture. Those of you who follow closely the secondary market may know this already, but for the uninitiated, there's kind of a pattern to the availability of cheap, powerful hardware like this. You see, many data center and enterprise customers upgrade their hardware on a schedule. This helps them stay more secure by ensuring that their servers will be actively supported and patched by the manufacturer. And it also allows them to take advantage of the better efficiency of more modern processors. Well, that retired hardware has to go somewhere. So instead of just e-wasting it, a small amount might be given to employees to validate and use personally, while the majority will go to refurb server sites like bargainhardware.co.uk or more general auction sites like eBay. Because even though it's older gear, it's absolutely still useful and can be cumulatively worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. And these sales are great news for enthusiasts, because even a single large data center dumping a bunch of CPUs onto eBay can have a profound effect, not just on the models that they're selling, but the used CPU market as a whole. So let's take a closer look at our chip. On the surface, I would say there is absolutely nothing out of the ordinary about it. And in fact, if you had told me when it arrived that it was brand new, I would probably have believed you. But this isn't quite an ordinary chip, and that is why it is so cheap. If you look closely at the listings for this kind of server gear, you're gonna see that they fall under 3 general classes. Let's start with the most expensive. Chips listed as retail were validated by Intel for end user delivery and then probably sold in fully built systems for large customers. They are gonna perform exactly as a brand new processor of the same specifications. Other than that, you are very unlikely to get any form of warranty support. Now, those chips are still going for less than their original price, around $1,800 to $2,000, but given that you could buy a Threadripper 3970X with more, not to mention faster cores for that kind of money, I wouldn't recommend it. Now for the cheapest. Haha, this guy. This is an engineering sample Xeon Platinum 8176. We happen to have this one lying around. It's got 28 cores, just like the retail one, but you can buy one of these for under $200. Wow! Notice how it says Intel Confidential on it? This is because this chip was intended to be used by engineers to develop their own accompanying products. So Dell or Micron might get large batches of these prior to the official launch as they work to make compatible motherboards and compatible memory and all that kind of stuff, which leads us to a couple of small problems with ES chips like this one. First, is performance. You know how the rumors about upcoming CPUs often get the clock speeds wrong? Well, that's because Intel is actually changing the clock speeds based on what they learn as they ramp up production. So early chips can run at sometimes drastically lower clock speeds. Another big one is compatibility. Remember how I mentioned Intel sends these out before the product launch? Well, if they're not done designing the product yet, depending on how early the sample was, it's possible that it won't even boot in a normal retail motherboard. This $169 Xeon, nice, for example, only works in a specific subset of HP ProLiant servers. And then some of the $400 to $500 versions are only supported by some Supermicro boards and some HP boards. So can we still get a good deal here? Yes, that is where our original chip, the one that cost us $999, comes in. This is a qualifying sample, and in most cases, a QS is just a regular production Xeon Platinum 8176 that reports in software as an engineering sample. It's sus like that. Ours, for example, has an identical stepping to a regular retail chip, meaning that everything from compatibility all the way to performance should be exactly identical to a retail chip. Though, of course, there is only one way for us to find out. First, we should put it in the socket correctly. Big boy chip, we're gonna go with the Threadripper application method, draw the little X on there. Now, because functionally the CPU should be no different from a retail chip, we should be able to use it on any C621 platform motherboard. These boards can be had for as cheap as $200 if you're lucky, but they can be significantly more expensive, going as high as around $500. But even at $1,500 for our CPU and motherboard, we could still be in pretty good shape here if it performs. One thing you might have a little bit of trouble with, though, is finding a compatible cooler that's not kind of stupid. There's 2 different ILMs, or hole patterns. So there's a narrow one and a square one. You can see the board that we have. You see this is a square ILM because the socket is more square. If you had a narrow ILM, it would be more narrow. Hey, there we go. All right, chips showing up, all that good stuff. We've got our 96 gigs of memory. This is a 6-channel memory controller. Something the writer brought up that didn't even occur to me is that it uses like a non-user friendly style, non-graphical BIOS. I was like, just a BIOS, you mean? But yeah, it occurred to me that you young whippersnapper kids might not be familiar with navigating those. As for can it game, the answer is a resounding yes sirree Bob. We're running at anywhere from 100 to 120 FPS in Doom Eternal. Oh wait, what the crap? Why would it default to this? How is this game so bad at just running at your native resolution? Okay, so running at native res, the answer changes somewhat. That's unfortunate. We are dipping down as low as 40 frames per second on this puppy. Is the CPU cooling like working? One moment, please. These things don't actually run that hot, which is kind of crazy when you consider they've got 28 flipping cores in them. Yeah, well, there's your answer, David. How many cores this game is using. The answer appears to be a big fat, I don't know, a couple of them. Look at the frame rates, they're all over the place. Like, okay, yeah, we're at 100 and whatever, but then, oh man, look at it just tank, we're at 40. Okay, so not a great gaming experience for $1,000. Ah, there's your problem. While we're getting cores boosting up to 3.1, even as high as 3.5 gigahertz, that's plenty for modern gaming. The cores on average are running anywhere from 1 to 1.1 gigahertz, which tells us that this particular game anyway is jumping from one core to the next, which might explain why it's running really well for a bit and then choking on its own vomit in the next moment. What we can maybe do is pin a handful of cores to this process and see if that helps. Ah, that's a big fat no. Oh.
No. TV.
As soon as I have to look at anything in the distance, it's not the GPU.
Makes sense,
It's not about what the GPU has to render. It's about what the CPU has to, because it must just be a draw call thing then. Which in Vulkan is theoretically like, really well optimized for that, but as soon as it needs more draw calls, as soon as we go off into the distance over here, and it has to be like, oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff over there, it's like, bleh. Oh, interesting, we're up to like 150, 200 now. What the heck is going on here? Why is our FPS gradually climbing?
Because
it's really choppy though. This frame counter here is not representative of the smoothness of this gaming experience. Like you can see it probably, David, right?
Yes. 35 minutes. Okay, let's go.
So yeah, we're running well in excess of 200 FPS, and it smooths out sometimes. This must be just kind of the same issue here. What a bad gaming CPU. And not only is it bad for gaming, but if you needed to do, say, 3D...
No way. It happened again. It's even funnier. A second time.
Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a little bit of a funny thing that I've seen going on with Neurosama as we go into our kind of Neuro News segment, I guess, which you guys have been pointing out quite a lot in the comments, and it's been great to see the amount of support that there has been for Neuro, especially over on this channel, right? And well, it seems like there's been another, group of people that have been supporting Neuro quite a bit, which wasn't so much the case, and that is Twitch. Now, if you don't know, recently with the subathon and all the hype trains and everything, Neurosama did manage to get 2 global emotes over on Twitch, being was it Evil Jam and Neuro Jam, where essentially, yeah, they're just 2 kind of emotes of them jamming out. And it seems like, over the past, over the actual subathon itself, sorry, it seems like Twitch haven't really been kind of interacting with them, with Vidal, with Neuro, or anything like that. I hadn't really seen many posts coming from them, despite the kind of record-breaking activities they were doing over on stream at the time. But it seems like ever since they released that global emote and kind of, I guess, almost announced a kind of, not partnership, but more so endorsement of Neurosama and Vidal, it seems like they've just been like upping this so much. It's been crazy because, as you can see here, Twitch UK and Ireland, which to be fair have been much more supportive than the main Twitch page, have actually been sharing stuff like Neurosama clips on their main page, which I thought was quite funny. And obviously got, Evil Copter.
There's just a brain rot channel now.
So yeah, obviously that is a clip from the actual subathon itself, and that was Evil doing her best helicopter impression, I guess. Again, I do think it was quite funny, but it seems that, yeah, the main Twitch pages, the Twitch page for UK and Ireland, have actually reposted this and was, making a joke out of it, which again, obviously, it surprised me so much because they were so hesitant, I think, to actually interact with Neurosama, Vidal, and all of their content and stuff, that they barely even talked about it before that global emote came out. And now it seems like every single post I see about Twitch is about Neurosama, which is great. Obviously it's great to see that they are fully behind them, and I think they've understood finally, like, hey, oh, people actually like this, right? I'm pretty sure one of the big kind of conversations maybe some of the Twitch stuff had was, this is AI. Some people could be, not very happy about this because, there's a big anti-AI scene out there. Now, obviously, we've covered all of the many facts as to why Neurosama is, different in a way, in the sense that, obviously this is a project done by someone who actually owns the channel and who features on the channel. And, it's not just a lazy way of trying to create content or something like that. This is actually like an actual project. And I think that, obviously a lot of people have come to realize that, especially over the subathon, including Twitch themselves, right? I feel like Twitch have gone, actually, you know what? These anti-AI people are not going to kind of come over and try to, I guess, bombard us, because everybody actually just does like Neurosama, right? And, you only really get a positive reception whenever covering her and whenever, putting her on your Twitter or whatever. And I think they finally come to realize that, especially with the global emote post. I'm pretty sure they waited for stuff like the global emote post to kind of give them the all clear, I guess, because they, obviously they're obligated to give them a global emote because they did break the records, right? So obviously, they could just use the defense of, well, they broke the record, so we had to, that kind of thing. But then obviously, I'm sure they saw the amount of support and amount of positivity that was in their comments and that was in and around the entire global emo, and they went, actually, you know what, this is okay, let's do this more, let's cover her more. And now they've started doing it even more. At least that is my little theory behind it, right? Because it is, they barely talked about them before, which I think was pretty interesting. Obviously, people saying Twitch UK is so base. People saying, why don't we sell this peacefully? Say, I see you're a man of culture, that if evil like you, yeah, obviously a lot of people are saying that. And saying, well, if salvation should have sent you to the sky.
Wake me up and I can't wake up. Wake me up and can someone? Oh, hold on. Let me see.
The world's first GPU is now turning 25 years old, and wait until you hear about how NVIDIA was shady. How NVIDIA was shady. 25 years old, and wait until you hear about how NVIDIA was shady even back then. This is the NVIDIA GeForce 256, and it's actually marketed as the world's first GPU. This launched in 1999, but it certainly wasn't the first ever desktop graphics card. There were actually several companies back then making graphics cards, including the legendary ATI. But in 1999, NVIDIA just basically decided to change the naming scheme from graphics card to a GPU. The reasoning is because they moved some of the transform and lighting processing directly onto the processor on the card. This processing used to be on the CPU. It makes sense, but it's still kind of funny that even 25 years ago, NVIDIA was trying to pull a fast one in their marketing. Some things just never change. I actually found a YouTuber that tested some gaming with the GeForce 256 7 years ago. Honestly, these graphics aren't looking that terrible. I vividly remember PC gaming back in 1999. I was 8 years old, but that was a much simpler.
Because I saw the video where it was like, how much money can you launder in the Australian casino?
There's this guy, Troy Stoles, he's like a whistleblower. The dude who used to work for the gambling industry to like check if they're complying with money laundering regulations.
This is in Australia.
It turns out they're like actively letting money laundering happen because they make money from it. And he reveals this, and then they like sue the shit out of him, and like, this guy's getting screwed. So we like came in and got him to show us how you launder money in a casino.
You go to a poker machine, you put in as much money as you want, and you hit a button, and it will just give you a receipt, which you can take up to the counter, and they will give you clean bills. Not only clean bills, but a receipt that says you won this from gambling, and then it's tax-free money. And you can do it on a thing up to $7,000, and you can do that onto multiple machines. So we easily did like $25,000 in like 2-3 hours.
At first we were just seeing if we could do it, and it was fine. Then after that, we're like, oh, if it's this easy, like maybe we'll up the stakes and we're just wearing different costumes. Or like, I'm laundering money right now.
Yeah. Because I saw the video where it was like, how much money can you launder?
Are you sure there was CIA?
Yes, sir. There were 8 of them, plain clothes, no credentials. Kate knew them. Clearly they're afraid we'll get her to talk, which means whatever she knows is bad.
Are you sure there was CIA?
Yes, sir. There were 8 of them, plain clothes, no credentials. Kate knew them. Clearly they're afraid we'll get her to talk, which means whatever she knows is bad for the agency. We need to get her.
What is the oldest GPU that you own? Yeah, it's time to bust out the GPU graveyard. There's a lot of new and old stuff in here, to be honest. Here's an HD 7850 and a GTX 660 Ti. These are both from 2012. But here is an ATI Radeon 5870 and an EVGA GTS 250. These are both from 2009. These two cards came out 16 years ago, and if you weren't around back then, they actually weren't competitors. The 5870 was a pretty high-end card for the time, and as you can see, it's pretty beefy. The GTS 250 was basically a rebranded 9800 GTX Plus, which was a bit more mid-range. I actually made a YouTube video 7 years ago called PC Gaming with a $12 graphics card. My buddy actually gave this to me so I could make that video right before he passed away. I will never get rid of this. But yeah, I've definitely used way older GPUs than this back in the... There are a lot of new budget GPUs launching right now, but this one might be my favorite. Now yes, it is an RTX 5060 with 8GB of VRAM, which I know us gamers aren't happy about, but this one's the MSI Cyclone 5060, and I'm not gonna lie, I think it's pretty cool. If you weren't PC building like 10 to 20 years ago, this is what GPUs used to look like back then, but worse. It's rocking a single exposed fan on top of a heatsink with a...
Pretty much. Just a board. No heatsink.
So, these are 4 GPUs that I bought during some of my very questionable shopping decisions. I honestly don't know why I agreed to spend money on these things in the first place. And here's the scary part. Some of these graphics cards might actually be older than some of you watching this video right now. Performance-wise? Yeah, well, there's absolutely nothing impressive here. But today, we're taking these ancient GPUs out of retirement and putting them through absolute torture with a game. And of course, what game could be more perfect than GTA 5? A title that's famously very well optimized for PC hardware. So the real question is, can we actually play GTA Online using the oldest GPU I own? Let's find out. To keep things fair, I'm going to test everything using one single setup. That setup will be an Intel i3 7100, paired with an H110 motherboard, 16GB of RAM, and Windows 10 Pro. Now, GTA 5 actually has 2 versions, Enhanced and Legacy, and to better match these ancient GPUs, I'll be using the Legacy version, the original release, which is lighter than Enhanced and doesn't include all the newer graphical, performance, and feature upgrades. According to the official minimum requirements, Rockstar recommends a GPU from around 2008 with 512 megabytes to 1 gigabyte of RAM. And in today's lineup, I actually have a card that fits that description, so hopefully it'll run the game. And if it does, let's see just how bad it really is. The first GPU in today's lineup is the GT730, 2 gigabytes, and this particular version uses DDR3 memory. It's a low-profile card, small and compact, making it perfect for SFF or Mini ITX cases. This card originally launched back in 2014, which means it's now about 11 years old, and it's getting pretty close to its 12th birthday. Now, this GPU was never meant for gaming, but compared to some of the more power-hungry cards out there, the GT730 is extremely power efficient. It's fine on paper, but in reality, it's a very different story. FPS frequently drops down to around 12, and the 1% lows hit as low as 10 FPS. That means the game stutters every few seconds. This is especially noticeable when driving at high speeds, moving the camera quickly, or when other players appear in the area. After lowering the graphics settings to normal, performance in GTA 5 Online improves noticeably. FPS now hovers between 25 and 30. But more importantly, the experience is much more stable in most situations, whether you're speeding through the city or getting into shootouts with the police. Even though the visuals aren't great and the gameplay isn't super smooth, it's still playable enough for running missions, free roaming, or light gunfights. This setup is best suited for casual players who just want to have some fun and aren't too focused on PvP or fast reaction-based gameplay. If you want higher FPS and a smoother experience overall, dropping the resolution down to 7.3 VRAM. At first glance, it looks pretty similar to the GT 730 I tested earlier. After checking a few reviews, it turns out the GT 710 is around 30% weaker than the GT 730 in terms of performance. Even though they share the same memory type and capacity, the GT 710 is limited to a 64-bit memory bus. Now, the big question is, does that smaller memory bus actually have a noticeable impact on gaming performance? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's put it to the test and see how it stacks up. Switching over to the GT 710, 2 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Still at full HD resolution.
Ha ha ha. Shadows.
Hello guys, Chris here and welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing the ATI Radeon HD 4650 512MB GPU in GTA 5. As usual, I'm running it using the Ryzen 9 5900X and 32GB of RAM, which will definitely be a bottleneck. Some people actually say that the game runs worse with higher end specs. It's just, I don't get it. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? So going over the settings first, I'm playing at 1080p resolution and we're utilizing the DirectX 10.1 API, not the X10, because it actually causes some weird things to happen in these older cards for some reason. And DirectX 11, well, this GPU just doesn't support it. 1080p resolution to start off the video with, and as you can see, everything is turned off or set to normal, which is actually the lowest setting for this game. GTA also says that we have 16GB of VRAM. That's just because whenever you have less than 1GB of VRAM in this game, it will say that you have a lot more, because it will actually utilize RAM as VRAM whenever the VRAM isn't enough. And alright, this is not good. This is not good at all. So 1080p is kind of out of the question, right? It's not doable. This feels like the HD 5450. Maybe it's a little bit better than that, I'm not sure, but let's forget the 1080p resolution. All right, I'm not really feeling like playing at 9 FPS for too long today. So let's
Who's voting for Musashi? Come on, let's
Where
go.
is it? What the hell? 900p disappeared. There's only 1440 by 900, no 1600 by 900. Well, that's weird. Let's do 720p right away then. Here we go, 1280 by 720. Everything else is still set to the lowest settings, of course. And let's see. Oh, that's much better. Okay, we doubled our FPS almost. That's great. All right, it's somehow like every time that I play with sub 10 FPS, when I play with 15 after that, it feels okay. Somehow it feels okay.
Boost.
So if you have a really low-end system and you're playing games at like 15 FPS at 720p, I suggest you to turn it up to 1080p, or maybe turn the settings up and play for a little bit with 5 FPS or so, and then go back to 15, because it will feel good after that. All right, just it's a pro tip. I'm very experienced with these things, unfortunately.
Let's do it.
Just imagine if I was rich, my friends. I would only buy the best GPUs, and we'd all be here seeing beautiful graphics and beautiful gaming experiences instead of this. But hey, sometimes this can be quite fun. Alright, this is starting to feel way more playable, and we still haven't disabled the shadows yet. This is very similar to the HD 54. Fine, because we disabled them in config files. If you want to know how to do that, you can check out my GT240 video in GTA 5. Let's turn that off and let's play at native 720p resolution. This is not very promising. Like, what the hell? Is it getting around the same FPS? Oh, maybe not. I think we were getting like 16 at this resolution, and now we're getting 20, so to the 3. Alright, let's keep on going. It still drops into the teens, as you can see, guys, and it still stutters quite a bit, so you like half of the right. So now it's getting 30s at 800 by 600. The FPS boost by disabling the shadows isn't as big as I thought, you know? She flew. Every card has a purpose. This one is better as a display adapter or play older titles these days, but it still works, you know, so that's something there. And I really want to see Jack once again. Here we go. This card is awesome. Hi, buddy. How's it going? Glad you're all right. I am fine too. Thanks for asking. Stop talking, Jack. You're talking way too much today. What's up? G100. Definitely go out and buy one if you have the G100. So this is a beast compared to the G100. Definitely go out and buy one if you have the G100.
GTA 5 on bad PCs.
So, people often comment on my videos asking how I get GTA 5 running on some real turds of systems. Now, today's video is going to be a bit of a quick one, but one that is actually quite important to take a look at. We've seen some really bad graphics cards and processors on this channel running GTA 5. For example, the HD 3450 is one of the worst DX10 cards you could buy, and we've seen that run GTA 5. Intel's Celeron disaster, bit of a disaster, yet was able to launch GTA 5 with my settings, and we've seen it run absolutely fine on lower-end Core 2 Duo systems. So how do I do it? So firstly, I just try to get the game launched on the system. Here it is with my usual settings on my main PC, completely overkill for the types of potatoes that I'm usually running with the system though. I take 5 options down at the bottom, launch the game. We set them to 640 and 480 respectively, because that's going to be our base resolution we're working with here. But we aren't done there. No, we need to launch the game, and then we go to advanced settings, not to turn anything on, but because we can halve our resolution by changing frame scaling mode from whatever it is on to half, meaning our final resolution is 320 by 240 with no shadows. And oh yes, the game looks absolutely awful. But I've done a bit of testing across a few systems just to show the perspective performance that you could be getting compared to the stock low settings most people tell you to use. In general, the game can go from being completely and utterly unplayable, usually a slideshow, through to actually working like a game. It looks terrible, but it does run okay, and I've not really had any issues with input latency like I've had with the stock settings sometimes. Another issue people often ask is, can I play with this online? Well, yes, we haven't changed any game files, you can run this all online absolutely fine. I was playing this for an hour with these settings, just to make sure they're stable, and yep, runs absolutely fine, and that was on a HD 3450, which is not a good card. It was also paired with a Core 2 Duo E6600, something like that, and 4GB of RAM. I just threw together a quick test system to test this. So all in all, very good, and yes, you can play online and single player fine. So, in conclusion, this is probably my shortest conclusion of all time, this is the easiest and simplest way to make GTA 5 playable on your absolutely terrible systems that are well below the system requirements. I have seen this work as far back as low-end Core 2 Duos, think E4400s and things like that, and even basic DirectX 10 cards. I have seen this work on a HD 2400 XT. That is the weakest DX10 card I think you can buy, and it can run GTA 5 with these settings. So all in all, I hope you enjoyed this very basic, very rudimentary, but ultimately pretty helpful video, which should help you run GTA 5 on some of your weaker systems. So I don't need to reply to your comments anymore, I can link you this video. Good night.
Haha, 30 games. Ryzen 5? Oh. I'm actually wondering how it comes out. Radeon graphics, yeah.
If you built a dream PC in 2004, then this likely would have been your graphics card. The Radeon X800 XT was claimed to be the only card worthy of being in a dream computer, and with a whopping 1/4 gig of video memory, this GPU would only cost you $500. If you built a dream PC in 2004, then this likely would have been your graphics card. The Radeon X800 XT was claimed to be the only card worthy of being in a dream computer, and with a whopping 1/4
This gaming PC is insane for 2005. Back then, this green beast was the kind of rig that you only saw in magazines or dreams. We're talking about an AMD FX 60 claw hammer pushing 2 whole cores at 2.86 gigahertz. That was dual core dominance. 2 NVIDIA 7900 GTX 512 megabyte cards in SLI handling the graphics, because why have one space heater when you can have 2 of them? And 2 gigs of Corsair LL Pro DDR memory clocked at 440 megahertz. That's enough to load your aim buddy list in record time. Now the whole thing's water cooled. You got the CPU, GPU, chipset, even the hard drive enclosed.
Okay, yeah, I want to see Linus's first PC.
Now you might look at this somewhat eclectic pile of hardware and go, what a piece of junk. But for me, everything on this table holds a very special place in my heart. McPee, please, David. On my weapon of choice, the Soltec SL75 MRNL, the crappier onboard graphics version of the famous FRNL and FRN2L, whose budget overclocking prowess was second only to their amazing sense of style. That is until Soltec went out of business only a few short years later, thanks to their use of shoddy electrolytic capacitors that pretty much all leaked just outside of the warranty period. I mean, actually, it's a miracle I found a working one of these. I could have substituted some other board with GeForce 4 MX graphics on board. But to preserve the integrity of the build, I way overpaid some jackass who runs an eBay store who thought this thing was worth over $100 because I tweeted I was looking for one, so his listing got a bunch of hits. Ugh. Next up is my CPU, the legendary Athlon XP 2500 Plus. AMD marketed this processor quite cleverly. The branding was similar to Microsoft's then brand spanking new Windows XP and used the TR model number system to compare the lower clocked but higher IPC Athlon chips to Intel's gigahertz marketed Pentium 4 family. It ran a double pump 1666 MHz front side bus, effectively 333 MHz, and featured 512 kilobytes of cache with a clock speed of 1.83 GHz and was a well-known excellent budget overclocker with an unlocked multiplier that allowed basically all of them to run at 3200 plus speeds, or about 2.2 gigahertz. K7 was notably the last generation of AMD chips to use a front side bus before they changed everything industry-wide by moving the memory controller on board with the Athlon 64. Physically, it looked very different from modern CPUs. The die was completely exposed with only some rubber pads around it to prevent it from chipping or cracking during heatsink installation. You can see this one is quite chipped, so yeah, they didn't always work very well. and the pin layout on the bottom is very retro looking. Socket A has 462 pins on the bottom. Laughable when you compare it to a modern APU that has over 900 pins in a much smaller area, and a similar size modern Intel chip that uses LGA type contact pads rather than pins to improve durability and pin density, and squeezes over 2,000 in about the same area. More pins are used for additional signaling to the motherboard and other system components for these more advanced processors. Cooling and overclocking of my 68-watt beast was taken care of by a very unique product. This is the Vantech Aeroflow, one of the only CPU coolers, at least on the desktop, to feature a tip magnetic drive fan. TMD fans have the benefit of being able to use more of their area for cooling because the center hub contains no motor, only a bearing, and the tips of the fan blades actually have magnets that are driven by coils in the frame of the fan. Cool, huh? Less cool is the fact that they vibrate like crazy and they're loud, and on top of that, because of AMD's mounting system in those days, putting this thing on sucks. So the CPU die isn't actually centered between these two fragile plastic mounting clip things, so the heatsink needs a cutout on the one side for the hinge for the retention arm on the socket, and only goes on one way. Then you actually needed to, seriously, this was the intended way to install a heatsink in those days. Put a screwdriver into this notch on the other side and sweat bullets while heaving down on it to pull the latch over the clips and then move it slightly to lock onto them. I mean, there were so many "OMG, I put my screwdriver through my motherboard" posts on the forums in those days. My RAM choice was dictated by what was cheap at NCIX at the time. So this Samsung 512 megabyte DDR400 stick that I got from FreeGeek actually still has the NCIX barcode sticker on it and is exactly what I used. In fact, it could be the exact stick that I had for all I know. I opted for a single stick, even though this platform is dual channel capable, to give myself more room to increase the capacity of my rig in the future. Technically, 3 sticks could be run in dual channel on this platform, with one stick twice the capacity of the other 2, but it was a kludgy solution and not guaranteed to work. The case and power supply is where I really have to take a moment to thank FreeGeek, the guys that we did this collab with, for hooking me up. Even Antec didn't have an original Landboy buried in the catacombs, and I could not find one of these. It took those guys like 2 weeks to find one and set it aside for me. Thanks, guys. The original Landboy, before they sullied the name with this nonsense, was the bomb. It was made of aluminum, very cool for the time. It was affordable. It included not just a power supply, but, and this was a huge deal, especially then, a decent 350 watt power supply with blue LED lighting, and while it may not have featured literally any room for cable management or even front panel audio, it did have a removable 3.5-inch drive cage for easy hard drive and floppy installation, easy install sleds for the optical drive, and a side panel window to show off the aftermarket 80mm blue LED fan that I bought on an impulse like 2 weeks later at London Drugs. Officially my first way overpriced computer modding component. For drives, my original gaming rig reused the floppy drive and CD burner that I got as hand-me-downs from my uncle's Pentium machine. This is not an insignificant part of the reason that front case doors were so fashionable at the time. Black drives were not that common, and they were even more expensive than their beige counterparts. Yes, friends, the optical drive was as pricey as it was essential in those days. For the hard drive though, I couldn't carry forward an old one if I wanted better speed and to have enough storage to install more than one CD-based game at a time. So an 80 gig with an 8 meg cache or a 120 gig with a 2 meg cache cost about the same. I eventually settled for the 80, feeling confident that was more than I'd need for a long time and feeling like the extra performance would be more worthwhile. Drives sure used to be more difficult to install, by the way. 80-pin versus 40-pin IDE cables, master and slave jumpers. You kids have it easy. For the rest of the machine, I'm using close approximations of the components that I had at the time. My CRT was not a flat screen, and yes, young kids, we called it a flat screen because the piece of glass in the front was flat rather than curved. We knew it was still big and heavy. And I actually had slightly different hand-me-down keyboard than mice before upgrading a year or so later to a wireless MX Duo. But the one thing that is exactly the same here is the mouse pad. Being too cheap to buy a real mouse pad, I used a piece of paper to overcome the tracking issues on my computer desk. And it worked great, by the way. You just have to replace it every once in a while. So we interrupt the scripted portion of this video to bring you the moment of truth. Pressing the power button after start fly. Oh, you hear that magnetic drive fan? Oh, music. Come on, display. It's alive! Athlon XP, 1.1 gigahertz, that's okay. You can go and change that manually. You can see 32 megs of memory shared. Hard drive not being picked up. I'll diagnose that later to use that IDE cable. Really unexpected. Stupid motherboard. Only question remaining was, will it run Minecraft? And the answer is, surprisingly, no. After overpaying for that stupid motherboard, it turns out that the system is not stable enough to do anything more than install Windows and look at the desktop. Not entirely unexpected, but disappointing to be sure. So if you're not familiar with Mass Drop, the concept is pretty simple. They've got this heat.
Was a big year for computer hardware. Rough edges were taken off Intel's Pentium 4 and AMD's Athlon XP with the Northwood and Thoroughbred cores. NVIDIA brought us some of the best DirectX 8 cards money could buy with the GeForce 4 Ti. And by the end of the year, ATI flipped the GPU world on its head with the Radeon 9000 series and DirectX 9. What a better way to celebrate some of these milestones than with a gaming PC from the year. Thanks to staunch supporter of the channel, Christoph, hooking us up with some hardware, I bring you my take on the high-end gaming PC from 2002. I'll keep things nice and simple. Performance PC in 2002 with two choices for CPUs, Pentium 4 or Athlon XP. The P4 had garnered a pretty bad reputation early on, but by this time Intel was starting to get it together by bringing us Northwood hyper-threading Pentium 4 3.06 GT. This CPU was the apex of performance in 2002, but would set you back over $600 US. That's a tough pill to swallow even in today's market. Below the highest end, AMD's Athlon XP was a sensible choice with much more modest pricing, as their top chip was a 28-point close to Forest 10. The TI 4200 offered amazing value at a dirt cheap price as long as you were fine sticking with DirectX 8. And a 900 Pro was at the cutting edge, offering the best performance bar none with a feature set so advanced that no games even use it for the first several months. I reviewed the TI 4200 multiple times already, so we're going with the Radeon. Here I have a heavily modified 9700 TX with a hard-to ATI silencer and reflash for the 9700 Pro V-BIOS. The memory wasn't quite up to snuff for the higher speeds, so I dropped it down to 300 MHz, but this is only a 3% difference, so it's going to have a negligible effect on the performance. You'd think this top-of-the-line card came in at ridiculous money, right? Well, try $399 USD, or around $700 USD today. These days, $700 will only get you an upper mid-range card at best. Our memory is a 2x2.6 MB DDR400x80, and yes, this is another part that isn't quite spot on with the time. If you had DDR333 in 2002, you were balling already. The 400 MHz wasn't out of the question for an overclocked setup. With the cast latency of
There it is, this is the one. Being bottlenecked by my CPU. I'll bet myself.
So it's kind of the better model, and yeah, I'm testing it with the latest of drivers from AMD. So if you have favorite GPUs, I probably not
11th gen i5. Oh, okay. That i5 is going to do all the heavy lifting. Hold on. Oh, there's no 480p for this video. So, what? 800 by 600 low. Okay. How much RAM? 24 gigabytes, and it's using 7 gigabytes. So you can get away with an 8 gigabyte system playing this. But like only playing this, no streaming. 720p. No. Oh, 6 years ago, damn. What games were out 6 years ago? Okay, so you can run medium graphics. And what's the frame rate? 55? No. So, why don't you just play the frame rate? Because it isn't real gameplay. It's like 30. Oh, there it is. It's in play. Let's say 18. 19 seconds. RAM, 5 gigabytes. Oh, that is frame rate. 55, yeah, under 60 frames per second. Dota 2, classic. I send you home. Oh, you got some MVP graphics. Pass the trade. Which is like, you see more details. Yes, my favorite game, Warframe. Oh, they're probably like Eleanor. Some games, yeah, not video games for Warframe.
This nigga must got the baby dick. You always was old.
The left shadow's on. A full gigabyte of gaming. I don't understand. Had HDMI.
This is one sad man. He was just 1 week outside of the 3-year warranty period for his monitor when this happened.
Whoops.
An expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Begley. Cheers, Peter. It's a privilege to be here. Wayne Rooney captures the imagination for me. By the time this felt... Has a hit! Danger averted for now. Oh, that way. That must have served as a real wake-up call to the first run from a defender. Clears it out of harm's way. Who's ball? Who's going to get there? Can get it clear. Gave it a go, but... Fire in the hole!
Okay, so recently it seems like there's been a little bit of a situation going down with Rev and a kind of drinks company called Advanced GG. Now, this has essentially been a huge situation that's been going on involving a lot of YouTubers essentially dropping out over some comments that Rev made the other day, which we went through in my previous video. Now, if you don't know, essentially what he did, he kind of responded to this 1950s VTuber, Miss Lala, saying, "Loves is a 1950s VTuber, hates current federal agencies that is more trained than any law enforcement agency of the time period included in her LARP." So obviously, yeah. And I did actually take a little look at Miss Lala's page as well, a little bit more after the previous video I made on it, and it does seem to say and show that she doesn't actually follow the values and the different kind of cultures that comes with being, you know, a character from the 1950s, right? And that was actually very, you know, obviously put up on her kind of pinned post, which I did think yeah, was interesting, and it does definitely show her kind of opinion on, I guess, the 1950s culture and stuff. Now, it seems like many people, though, you know, due to the fact that Rev is associated with a company called Advanced GG, they have been dropping out, like, you know, pretty suddenly. People said, "I'm no longer associating with Advanced GG. I'm grateful for the opportunity they gave me, and I know that you were all excited for me, but after I was educated on the situation, I don't feel comfortable promoting them anymore. Compassion and respect are core values I won't budge on." And then other people saying, "Hey, Advanced GG, dealing with this situation responsibly doesn't include removing negative reactions to your delaying this even further and immediately kicking people from the Discord for daring to do so. At this point, just keep him. You've shown your true face as a company, a supporter of blank and blank." I don't know if I can really say that on YouTube, but they're saying you've done irreparable damage to your brand reputation in this company, and I hope this post is seen by anyone still considering supporting them. Whether you agree with them or in keeping them or removing him, being sensitive to the point where they remove negative Discord reacts is insane behavior by a professional company. I don't know about anyone else, but not only will I not promote them, I'll be unfollowing anyone I see still using their codes or sharing their product," which is, yeah, that's kind of insane. But yeah, they put in this screenshot here, which says, "Yeah, we're aware of the unrest and concerns. We've taken the necessary steps on our side and addressing the matter directly and privately under our conduct and representation standards. We will not turn this into a spectacle, and we will not allow for harassment and dogpiling on this server." Say, "Please keep in mind that our team is currently operating out of Minneapolis. We care deeply about the safety of our staff and broader Minneapolis community, as well as everyone in our community here. We appreciate your patience." And then obviously, yeah, there was a couple of emotes there of them putting like a sick emoji, and apparently that was removed. Again, I'm assuming what this was after. I don't know if this is after, but yeah, what they're essentially saying is they're removing negative reactions from their private Discord with actual like people, which, you know, I can kind of understand publicly, because obviously they don't want to make it, you know, look bad or whatever, which I think, you know, it's whatever. But obviously this is a private Discord where you're supposed to get the feedback and stuff of your partners, and removing it, I think, yeah, that is completely weird, right? And I do think there is, in terms of this situation, something that, you know, I think is pretty important to say. I think a lot of the people that have been obviously calling for Rev to be removed from Advanced GG, I think that in general, calling for people to be removed from a company or a sponsor is cringe. I don't think it's very helpful. I think it's kind of, yeah, as I said, the company will figure it out themselves if they do genuinely want to get rid of them. And I think calling for someone to be removed from some kind of company due to comments is stupid. But I do think at the same time, though, a lot of these people that are leaving Advanced GG is definitely fair enough, right? Because if you don't want to support a company that is supporting Rev or whatever, then sure, I think that is totally okay to then obviously go and leave it because you don't want to support that. That's actually, you know, I fully support that, and I think the people that want to leave due to that are fully within their own right to do that, because again, it is about their own personal values rather than calling on someone else to do something else, right? And I think that is essentially kind of my take on it, I guess. Like, I could definitely 100% support people leaving, but the people that are obviously calling for people to be kicked out, like, not even just Rev, right? If it was anybody, any other kind of sponsorship or whatever, and they're saying, "Hey, you guys are supporting this, you know, get rid rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the way to go. But again, obviously, yeah, that's what some people are doing. And obviously, I've been an advanced GG partner for years. I cannot express how disappointed I am with how this is being handled. Trying to sweep this under the rug until everyone forgets is not a good look for you or the dozens of creators who partner with you. Get a backbone. Obviously, that's in response, obviously, to people talking about the removing of the reactions, which, yeah, it was not a good move at all from Advanced GG. Obviously, a lot of you saying, as someone who got accepted into Advanced GG today, I've pulled my affiliation effective immediately. So they literally got accepted today, and then they went, actually, never mind, I'm good. Now, I do think that it is pretty funny in regards to some of the people that have been long-time members that have obviously now only started leaving. Rev has been a part of Advanced GG for a while now, and it's been pretty well known, right? And he has always had opinions similar to the ones that he's given with Miss Lala, right? And everybody has been pretty aware of that. So I do find it pretty interesting that they're only leaving now, opposed to, like, you know, a couple months ago or whatever, because again, he's always been public about his kind of opinions on stuff like ice and things like that, right? I don't know why it was this incident in particular. Maybe it's because it is a bigger spectacle or whatever, and you know, people had more eyes on it. I'm not very sure, but I did think that was kind of odd, right? And a lot of people saying, yeah, termination with Advanced GG. So yeah, a lot of people leaving, you know, a lot of people saying, yeah, I'm leaving. And obviously Kirsche is also saying stuff like having a disagreement on Twitter. It's not worth uninvolved people trying to struggle session a sponsor into dropping a creator. If we play by the logic of Rev's communities to say mean words in Lala's replies, which he didn't do, then Lala sent her community to financially ruin Rev by threatening his sponsor also is in play, and the latter looks far worse. Attempting to throw weight in order to strike fear into bad companies to bend the knee is, I can't say that on YouTube behavior. Do not negotiate with these kinds of people. Support companies who stand by their creators, especially in the face of these kinds of tactics. I'll put Rev and Storm stuff below. And obviously, yeah, it seems like, you know, Kirsche has been involved in a similar situation like this before, with someone trying to take, you know, trying to go after her GamerSub sponsor, which is very, very similar, to be honest, right? Obviously, I'm sponsored by GamerSub, so definitely go use my code Kaza, because, you know, maybe they're better than Advanced GG. I can say that. But anyways, you know, I think that obviously, yeah, any kind of sponsor, whether it's GamerSubs or Advanced GG or whatever, I don't think it's necessarily the right thing to be asking for someone to be taken down. As I said, if the company believes that it is a bad thing for their company, they will know, right? They will know, and they will take them down. They will remove them, right? And again, I don't think there's been any kind of removal yet. They say Advanced GG would look real foolish if they dropped Rev over this. One of the people would announce their partnership with a competitive brand less than 2 hours later after the virtual signaling post. And obviously, yeah, as you can see, you know, they are saying you have people who harass other creators as your sponsor. I highly suggest you reconsider your partnership. Advanced GG sending the whole community after the sweetest person on earth to the point where they needed to lock replies due to harassment and things. That's not good. And again, it is pretty crazy. I don't know if they were necessarily a member of it. I'm assuming they are due to what this person was saying. But again, this is yeah, like this person, of course, went and partnered with GamerSubs later. I don't think they were a partner with Advanced GG. I think they were literally just about to sign the deal or you know, show off that they were a part of GamerSubs. I don't know. But yeah, obviously that person shortly after did announce that, which was quite funny, and a lot of people saying, yeah, rat behavior and things like that, which I can understand, right? And of course, we do have the response from Advanced GG as well, which actually came out a couple of hours ago, saying, we want to address the concerns that have been raised regarding a partner and recent conversations surrounding Advanced. Advanced does not support extremism or hate. We have zero tolerance for harassment, threats, doxing, or content that marginalizes any community. We are committed to inclusivity, respect, and maintaining a community where people feel safe and welcome. We're addressing recent concerns, including partnership matters, through our internal process. We will not do public callouts or trials by social media. Advanced is not a political platform. Enforcement will be held up privately and consistently. Thank you to everyone who has supported Advanced over the years. So yeah, of course, you know, I think that is a pretty professional thing to do, at least, is to sort this out, you know, privately with a lot of the people involved, either some of the people that are leaving Advanced but also with possibly like Rev and stuff, you know, in private too, because I don't think, you know, airing this out on social media, calling people out as a company would look very professional. And yeah, obviously a lot of people were not happy with that though, with there being 405,000 views and only 400 likes, right? Because people are angry. And also it's important to kind of put here, there was a slight kind of response from the Advanced GG CEO talking about their brother's story, essentially the fact that they got racially profiled and they got thrown against the car and handcuffed and stuff like that, you know, and pretty much a terrible time that he's had with similar law enforcement, right? Saying that this could have been Mary, Charles, Claire, me. So again, obviously they're saying, I'm not asking for people to change their alignment, but I hope your core values don't support what is happening. And obviously this was after everything that has been going on, right? So, you know, maybe that's a kind of direct response to what has been going on with Rev, because it was about, you know, this kind of law and border enforcement, whatever you want to call it, right? So yeah, I don't know, right? It's going to be interesting to see how this kind of plays out, right, in the future, and whether Rev still continues to be with them, because Advanced GG, you know, they've been constantly kind of at it for a while for them to remove Rev. This isn't the first time, right? This has been something that's been going on. I think it's at its peak right now in terms of, you know, how many people are doing it. But again, there has been a lot of calls for Rev to be removed, at least for a while. A lot of people have been commenting on it. Saying, you know, Advanced is not a political platform. Their post immediately before the quoted one shows that this is a lie. Now, obviously, you know, this Advanced is not a political platform, but I do kind of see the fact that, hey, this is the... Oh, well, actually, no, they reposted it. Never mind. I take that back. They reposted it. They reposted the CEO story. I thought it was just on the CEO's account, but no, they did actually repost that, which, yeah, that's kind of crazy. They say the removed replies because even Grok clocked their asses, and now they know people would post notes and call them out. You know, and people say, yeah, I may be sponsoring Christian nationalists, the US spreading hateful emojis. Said Advanced does not support extremism or hate, but you obviously don't know who you partner with. So yeah, obviously a lot of people are unhappy with this, and a lot of people still obviously very angry with a lot of the stuff to do with Rev. But yeah, I do think it's a very interesting situation. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to cover that because it's been a popular kind of you know, thing that's been going on over on you know, Twitter the past few days, and I've seen a ton and a ton of VTubers kind of comment on this and give their own either opinion, but also as well you know, leaving places like Advanced GG or calling for people to leave Advanced GG, which I think is pretty interesting, right? But yeah, that's essentially all there is with this situation. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.
Yeah, so you've been to America?
Yeah, it was literally like I went to America. I had 1 day back, and then I went cycling for 9 days, and I had 1 day back, and then I went to Hawaii, and now I've got a few days back, and then I take my parents around a little bit of Japan. Damn. So I don't know why I'm paying rent. I'm kind of just scamming myself.
Yeah, and last year we spent a total of like how long in Japan? Because we spent a lot of it in America and traveling around.
Like half a year.
Yeah, half a year.
Well, you know, I'm gonna try and at least have like 1 or 2 months this year where I don't leave Japan.
You say that.
Well, I already, yeah, I mean, or at least make it so the visits out of Japan are short.
Yeah.
Except for probably when we go to America for AX and stuff like that.
We're going to Joey's not going to join us this time though.
I'm going to Vietnam.
You're going to Vietnam. Low key, actually really fucking jealous. Actually really jealous that
I'm
you
going
get
to send you all the mopeds.
Gonna be like, damn that Joey.
God damn it.
Here I am in America again for the 50th time. And Joey is back enjoying Vietnam.
Back in America. Back home with the free.
No, maybe I'll ride around in a Vespa in America, who knows, and just get run off the road.
Are you scared to go back in America after being grilled at TSA again?
Oh yeah. Fucking hell. Like I
got fucking diddled.
I had like my guard down this time we went to Hawaii. I don't know why, just because we've been to America so many times that I'd forgotten how intense it could get.
Yeah, you were in like hardest difficulty of Papers, Please. Like, you were just like, you were struggling.
Yeah, he got all the correct paperwork and they still grilled him.
Yeah, I had all the correct paperwork. And I was like, It's Hawaii. People are chill here. It's an island. It's a tropical country. I know how things work. People are very chill. My border control officer was not chill.
Okay, to paint the scene, right? I'm at the front of our 3-man line.
Yes.
And there's 3 desks.
Yeah. Yes.
There's 2 men who look quite intimidating, and they just don't look happy.
Yeah. Yes.
And there's this woman who seems very pleasant and is talking very friendly to all the people.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm in my head, I'm like, man, I sure as hell I hope I get the very pleasant woman.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sure enough, I go to the pleasant woman. 2 seconds. She's like, what are you here for? Business. What are you doing? Podcast. Cool. Bye. Have fun in Hawaii. I was like, sick.
Yes.
So I go downstairs because you're not allowed to wait. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck, it's been like 30 minutes. Where the fuck are these boys?
Yes.
There's no way they're grilled on for 30 minutes because the line wouldn't fucking move.
Well, I mean, I always get grilled when I go to the States because of my
Yeah. So I rocked up. I see Connor having an easy time. I'm like, yeah, it's chill. It's Hawaii. I give my passport. He asks, so what are you here for? I say business. And he goes, what are you doing? Podcast. Exactly the same answer as Connor said. But he went further. He was like, what kind of podcast? What do you do? And I was just like, have a podcast where we kind of talk about...
See, this is where you fucked up. You're already saying too much. One-word answers. You got to say one-word answers. Yeah. Just say anime.
Anime?
You fucking lie.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just like...
Okay, don't lie.
Yeah, don't lie. Don't lie.
Like, simplify. Don't talk to them.
Yeah, because the guy asked me as well, and I just said Japan culture stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. 3 words.
The more you talk, the more they'll talk to you.
Yeah,
This is a trick with TSA chat, right? I'm telling you. This is... Well, because I figured this out. If you start like, I guess I talk about anime and stuff, and he's like, well, actually, I watch trash TV. You don't talk about anime at all.
That's literally what it felt like. I felt like I was in like a Phoenix Wright where he was just like, there's a lie here somewhere. There's a contradiction.
Just be calm.
Yeah.
Short, simple answers. They'll be like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because of some
again, just to preface, this is obviously ensuring you have all the documentation.
Yes.
Because they're still going to grill you because it's part of their job.
Which we did.
But you can just make this easier by just kind of being simple, being frank. Don't open up the fucking essay.
Yeah. See, because like I was kind of, I already knew because every time I go to the US, I always have to get sent to the secondary. So I'm like, I knew. I was just like, you know what? I'm just waiting for him to be like, come to the back with me. So I was, kind of.
What does it look like? What does the back room look like? What's the nicest back room you've been to?
Honestly, probably the Hawaii.
They like Fiji water.
No, not even. But it was so funny because like I got sent to the back room in the Hawaii one as I always do, and they're like, all right, just sit here and wait.
Joey's already used to this.
Yeah, this is like not my first rodeo at all. And I was just chilling there, just waiting for my name to be called, just hanging out, watching these other people who clearly look like they're shitting their pants. I'm like, first time.
First time. All right, guys.
I'm a veteran. Don't worry about it. And this TSA's officers walking back and forth, and one of them stops and just like looks at me dead in the eyes, and I'm like, you gonna call my name? Am I good to go? And he just goes, is Aki with you today? And I'm like, no. And he's like, all right. And he just walks off. And I'm like, please put the good word in for me. You know who I am. And sure enough, like 30 seconds later, same guy walks out and he goes, all right, you're good to go.
Oh.
And I was like, my man.
He's like, I vouch. She's cool.
Meanwhile, as I'm in that first part in the line with the 3 of us, I'm just waiting for the guy to like just tell me the inevitable. And I'm hearing in on Garn's conversation, and he's like, so there's this thing called yen press, yeah? And I'm like, what conversation did it come to? We have to explain a manga publishing company to a TSA officer. like, what did he ask you?
He basically, so I know the exact moment where I was just like, I fucked up, basically. Because he was asking me all the questions and, that was fine. But he just kept going, right? Because I feel like he was looking for some
hole in your story.
Some kind of hole, something he could grab onto. Yeah. So he asked me, what do? I said, anime and manga podcast. And he was like, what are you here for? I was like, anime convention. And he was like, what's the anime convention? And then he was like, Kawaii Con. And then he goes, so where's Kawaii Con taking place? What's the address?
Dude. Actually, while I was going through my thing, I heard you being grilled of like, how will you get there?
Yeah.
How will you know where you're going?
And to be fair, I was actually like, I wasn't panicking. I was actually like pretty calm. I was just like, sorry about this. Let me go check it now. And I change my SIM card to like a SIM card that works in America now. with American data after I land. And so I was like, let me check it quickly. No, I would just like connect to the Wi-Fi. He's like, there's no Wi-Fi. You cannot check your phone. There is no Wi-Fi. And I was just like, is it okay if I change my SIM card? He was like, no. What is the address? I need to know now. And I'm just like,
holy fuck.
I'm like,
he's fucking playing Dunk.
In my mind, I was like, dude, chill. Chill. I just need.
You could have just been like, someone else in my party knows.
Yeah. So that's literally what I did. And he was like, he looks behind, and he was like, is he with you? And this obviously wasn't a good look.
He's gonna like fucking drag Joey up.
Yeah. This obviously wasn't a good look. Be me. He's like, he sees me, and he sees my mate Joey also being grilled. What's he gonna be taking?
The guy who's gonna take it to the back room.
Yeah, the guy getting taken.
That's your mate.
The guy taken to the back room. He's like, that's your boy. That's your boy right there.
Yeah, as I'm walking to the back room, it's like, oh, it's Honolulu.
Yeah, I'm like, Joey, what's the convention center called again? And he's
Honolulu Convention Center.
And it's the Honolulu Convention Center. And I was like, oh, it's the Honolulu Convention Center. And he was just like, how are you gonna get there? How?
Yeah, I heard him grilling you.
Yeah. He kept asking me, how am I going to get there? And I'm like,
how the fuck else am I gonna?
And I didn't know what he was asking for, so I was like, I thought he meant where are you staying? So I was like,
oh no, like are you getting a taxi or something?
Yeah. And he was, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a taxi to the modern Honolulu, which is where I'm staying beforehand. And he's like, no, how are you gonna get there? And I was just like, what? I don't understand.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't understand what you're looking for.
Stupid, dude. Like sometimes occasionally a pretty normal question is, do you have any cash on you?
Yeah.
So
they can trick you.
That's what the guy asked me.
Yeah, they asked you that because they want to know if, like, I guess if you need to do something.
Do you know what got me through?
What?
Because actually, if this wasn't my first time in America, I probably would have been shitting myself.
Yeah.
But I know he's just doing his job.
Well, the thing is, right, you. The lawyer told me this as well. Like, you have all the documentation.
Yeah.
You've done everything correct. Like, they're just trying to intimidate you. They, if you have all the documentation, you haven't said anything that's breaches your like terms of that visa or whatever, then they shouldn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, in my mind, I was just
This is not legal. This is not legal advice, by the way. This is not legal advice. It's not legal advice.
Yeah, if this is like I said, if this is my first time, I definitely would have been shitting myself. But I was just like, oh. This is very much an inconvenience right now, and I know it was just because I could have easily been solved if I had data on my phone, and it just was one of the airports that did not have Wi-Fi at the border. So, I was just in a little sticky situation, but it was pretty cool.
Always have the address.
How I wanted. Do you know how I won him over?
What?
Started complaining about LAX.
Oh. Wait, how did that even come up?
What's your least favorite airport?
because he asked me, is this your first time in America? And I'm like, no. Fly to LA all the time. I just did a tour of America as well. This, I've been through the border enough times. Obviously, he's like checking that as well. And he's like, oh, how does this airport compare to?
He asked you that?
He asked me that. He asked me that, and I'm just like, I'm gonna lie to you. This is way better. This is such a good airport, officer.
What the fuck? Why would he care?
And he looks around and he goes, really? And then I just start going off in LAX. He's just like, and I'm just like, you do not know how good this is compared to LAX. My God,
thank God he didn't ask me. I'd have been like, bro, this airport is a dog. I'd have been like, he'd have been like, denied. B tier? What?
And as soon as I was like going off my LAX, he just looks at it and goes, all right, you can go through. Hope it's not too hard. I was just doing my job. I was like, yeah, totally understand.
Yeah,
totally understand, man. Totally understand you're just doing a job.
At least he said that.
At least he said that.
He was pretty loud with you there. I don't know if it's doing his job. He got a little something out of that. I think.
He was
pretty loud.
He was definitely being very loud, and in my opinion, very excessive. I think my monk training kind of like came through. Maybe like exuded onto him somehow, because he was grilling me, and I was just like, I'm sorry, man. I can't check it right now. I'll be real with you.
I come here in peace.
Yeah, the fucking line through LAX, dude. I watched 2 episodes of Made in Abyss while I waited in the immigration line.
Oh my God.
I'm not, because dude, it's so shit.
It is shit.
It's so bad how like understaffed LAX is.
Yeah.
And like I'm like, this is so stupid that I can watch an hour of anime in the fucking line.
and you got to like the officer, and you're just like, I'm sorry, officer. I just watched Made in Abyss.
It's a banger episode, by the way.
I think I was on like episode 10 of season 2 as well, and I was like, fuck, this is heating up. I watched Made in Abyss season 2.
Oh, hell yeah.
Anime Talk. It was good.
Yeah. Anime talk. Yeah.
Right. Wait, how far are we? I guess we can do anime talk.
Okay, we can do a little bit of anime. Actually, let's not talk about the anime.
Okay, sure.
Like, yeah, even like, you know, I get it with like in America, for example, like there is definitely more of like diversity in terms of like the surface level with the people, like, you know, and not even talking about like an accent wise, right? Like, you know, obviously the moment someone opens their mouth for the most part, you know roughly whereabouts they're from. All right, but like I still feel like, yeah, as Connor said, like there's still at the end of the day, regardless of if I was in Mississippi or Seattle, I'm like, it's still is American. There's still Americans, and maybe it's because
feel like you're American.
And maybe it's because there's this like
what do you think that thing is then?
I don't know.
I think there's you know, I realized from doing this tour and speaking to way more Americans than I ever have in my life is that Americans are like super fucking nice and they're really hospitable
for sure.
And they're always really nice, and then occasionally they might just say something or something gets brought up, and then, you know, like if for some reason politics is ever mentioned, they say something like, oh, okay, yeah, well, we disagree on this.
Yeah.
But I keep my mouth shut. I never bring it up. But I notice some people, like, you cannot, like, okay, between, like, super left people and super right people, initially, on the, like, if you're just talking, you cannot tell the difference between, it's just like, when something gets said, oh my God, does it come out very fast.
There's like a rhythm to the conversation that I think is very uniquely American, and I don't know exactly how I can describe it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm not American, I can't see it, but everyone feels super nice, super welcoming, and then if for some reason something's ever brought up that is political, even remotely so, it flips to the American that you see on the TV.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you have these very strong opinionated people who are very open. And then you're like, okay, this is the America you see on the TV. Which is why, in a way, it kind of made me appreciate America more in the sense that I don't think it's all doom and gloom. Where, because on TV, bro, they make America look god-awful.
Yeah.
They are doing you dirty. Yeah. And America does it themselves because they know that's what gets clicks.
Yeah, of course.
And so on TV and from movies and all this stuff, you get the impression that Americans are fucking insane. And to some extent, in Florida, they are. And it is the case. But like, I think most people in America are super chill, super nice, really awesome to talk to. Just don't bring up politics.
Yeah. It's funny because we actually, funny enough, we went. You know, everyone's just like, oh, how many more things do you have to shit on about America? And we found a lot. Don't worry about that. But we also found things we liked about America as well. Yeah, because I just liked how you always knew where you stood with an American, you know? Because I grew up in British culture where everything's behind like 10 layers of fucking sarcasm or something like that. Is someone being passive aggressive or not? You have to go through like 10 layers to figure it out. Like, I get sent an email, right? A business email. He used regards instead of kind regards. Is he like, am I on a like shit list or something? He's an asshole. Did I do something wrong to piss him off, or did he forget? I don't know. With an American, you always know where you stand, you know, because
the email will start with "Dear asshole."
It's like, oh, okay, I'm on a shit list now. Yeah, and I'm like, I like that. I like that people are just direct there. They just tell you exactly how they're feeling. You don't have to like hide behind like so much bullshittery.
Conversation's always nice. I always had a great time, you know. As much as I hate tipping, it was great for getting rid of change that I didn't want.
Oh, yeah.
I would just round out. I'm like, this is awesome. Hold up, wait, this is a scam. Tipping was a joke at times. Also, it is somewhat convenient. I understand why some Americans are so attached to it, but also never, ever let that shit leave America. Please get that out of my country. And there was some other stuff that was nice. Just people were always pleasant.
Yeah.
But that was the thing, right? It's like, I don't know, when it comes to like the hospitableness of like the average American, like for sure, like I think we all discovered it's like, Americans for the most part, very welcoming, you know, when they mean to be welcoming, and they're very hospitable, and they want to make sure that you're having the best time that you can in their country, right? But then at the same time, I'm just like, is that the average American, or is that just the average Trash Taste fan? Yeah.
You know, that
was a part of me where I'm just like...
We spoke to a lot of people outside of Trash Taste fans, obviously, because we had a lot of days where we were just not doing shows.
Yeah.
So we were just talking to people normally. It was always a good time.
Definitely.
I don't think I had any bad experiences, but I'm white though, so I'm at that place anyway.
Had a bit of an experience in Detroit.
I was about to say, do you want to talk about that?
Well, yeah, I mean,
people who missed out on that story.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, we go to Detroit. We had a show in Detroit, and you know, I had heard about Detroit's reputation and everything like that before.
Thank you,
So I came out like guarded. So there was this like anime shop that was like 1 block away. So I was like, what's the worst thing that could happen if I just go to this?
Went to Detroit to go to an anime shop?
No, there was just one that was just like a block away from our like from the venue, and I was like, there's nothing, we got like 3 hours to kill. I was like, why not check it out? Why not check out to the anime shop just to see what the Detroit scene's like?
Right.
We walk out, and I'm with my our producer at the time, and I'm walking around, and it's actually like a really bougie area. We had like really nice coffee shops, really nice
The Detroit wasn't as bad.
Yeah.
From what I'd heard from Detroit, it sounded like a war zone.
Yeah. Like the
at least the area we were in was quite nice.
Yeah, it was nice. The streets were clean, and I was like, damn, this is not the image of Detroit that I thought it was gonna be.
Obviously, I know there are some areas that are
obvious,
not good.
Obvious, of course.
But
Yeah,
it was-
but it was like a nice bougie area, and I remember turning to my producer, being like, "Wow, Detroit's not what I thought it was going to be at all. This is like a really nice looking area. This is really bougie." As soon as I finish the sentence, I walk around the corner, and then there's this guy walking up towards us. He sees me, and he goes, "You don't belong here. Get out." And I was just like, is he talking to me? I don't know if he's talking to me. Maybe it's just a crazy guy. Let's just go into the store. So we quickly shuffle into like the store. And as I open the door, I just hear in the corner of my ear, "I'm talking to you, boy. Get out now." And I'm like, I'm just gonna go in and just find solace in the fucking anime store.
That would have been so scary.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, there it is. There it is. Okay, there it is.
Obviously not good, but that was the only time anything ever happened, right? To any of us.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I definitely, if there's one thing I learned on this tour is how to talk to homeless people. And get out of those situations, because there were many times throughout the tour where, you know, after the show, you know, we would just kind of like be hanging outside of the bus, you know, just like talking and chatting, getting some fresh air, stuff like that. And then, you know, usually it's at like midnight or like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
And, you know, because we're just, for the most part, parked in front of a venue, it's like, you know, right on the side street, right?
Yeah.
And of course, you know, with most American towns, there's a lot of homeless people, you know, walking around at night.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I probably maybe was in contact with like, I want to say like 50 altogether on this tour.
Yeah.
Homeless people. Every single tour, there was at least 1 or 2 homeless dudes who walk up to us, and I used the guidance.
I was gonna say, I understand why guidance has this technique now.
The first one in Minnesota, dude walks up, you know, asking for change or whatever it was. I don't know. He was like slurring his words, and I hit him with the sorry man.
Yeah.
And he was and he just like grumbled and was just like, oh, well, at least you're nice about it. And I was like, oh my God, it works.
Yeah, because I feel like, okay, in terms of like Americanness, right? There is like an inbred skill in like every American I've met.
Inbred.
Sorry, no.
Inbred skill.
Hold on, I need cash. So they say to farm 12-4. Oh. Hassan has finally been dealt. 2001 power supply.
A monstrous 2,000 watt power supply for this price? I mean, to be clear, $160 is a lot of money, but compared to a 2,000 watt power supply from a reputable brand like Silverstone, it not only costs a lot less, this is $550, but it weighs a lot less. Not to mention, who the heck is Senlifang? What the heck is 95 plus gold? And why is there a Bitcoin logo on it? To find out if this can
It might be 5.
In literally a year.
Whoops.
We forgot about them.
Let's try that again. Oh hey, I'm getting music videos on my playlist. On my front page. Linux News, Valve lawsuit. It runs real. How bad are they? Very bad. Oh nice, you have yours. Use, not yours.
This is the best text-to-speech generator you can use right now.
You can easily clone anyone's voice.
It's so good at handling emotions.
It can even do accents and different languages.
You can even prompt the exact voice you want.
Wait, for real? Uh-oh, cramp. Call me Krampus, because I'm cramping up.
When I bought this RTX 5060, I did not expect it to look like this at all. So let me explain what this shorter PCIe slot actually means in a nutshell. You've probably seen the X8 or X16 numbers on spec sheets for motherboard PCIe slots and graphics cards. Instead of saying X8 or X16, we usually just say by 8 or by 16. But what's really confusing is that these amount of lanes can mean two different things: the data transfer and also the physical slot. Most GPUs are physically by 16 size and they fit perfectly inside a by 16 PCIe lane on your motherboard. But even with that physical size, sometimes GPUs only utilize 8 lanes of data transfer. The RTX 5060 is an 8-lane GPU, so even though it may have a 16-lane physical size, it still only utilizes half of them in terms of data. What I didn't expect is that this Gigabyte Eagle card now has a physical size of 8 as well. We haven't seen this be normal in like 2 decades, I think. Now, it's honestly not a huge deal. The one big disadvantage is that it won't be able to reach the motherboard's PCIe retention clip. So if you use one, make sure you screw it down tightly and maybe use a GPU support bracket as well. I really hope that...
No support.
What was a karaoke place where you had that random guy show up?
I went there with Pete. There was this guy in the corner of the bar alone with a bottle of champagne drinking it. He looked like a Yakuza side character because he had blonde hair, wearing a red puffer jacket, sunglasses on in a dark room. That you want to talk about? He's just like blanking Pete for like 2 hours. Pete is trying to get a word out of him. He goes, bring over the girls. And he tries to get these girls to talk to Pete. And Pete's just like, no, I don't want to talk to the girls. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you.
What was a karaoke place where you had that random guy show up?
I went there with Pete. There's this guy in the corner.
If I learned anything by growing up in Hungary, if I have a cavity, I'm not going to go to government paid dentist. I still have nightmares, brother. It was like in a fucking back alley. Everything was made out of wood. It smelled like death.
This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard, and RAM in order to figure out why his system kept failing the power on self-test, well, the system still won't host. So what's going on here? Well, I doubt it's bad RAM because the old modules didn't work either, and I don't think it's our customer's GPU either, even though he's missing the clip on his PCIe cable, which is definitely dangerous, because if we take a look and run off the integrated graphics on this motherboard, we see that we still fail the post. So then what gives? Well, based on the assembly quality of this machine, with screws missing everywhere with just loose fans, our motherboard missing screws everywhere, and this radiator not even mounted all the way, literally sitting on the pump block. The best way to probably figure out what's going on is to start taking this system apart, because I'm going to want to rewire this anyways and possibly move these tubes to the other side so you can actually close the side panel. Let's shut this guy off and lay it down so we can start with our cooler, where you'll see that, yeah, this radiator is not installed at all. And having open RGB wires just laying on your motherboard, that's setting yourself up for disaster. So let's start by pulling the pump cap off so we can unscrew and remove the pump block, where I think I spotted the issue. Like, look at the CPU. Does anything seem wrong to you? Maybe that's a little crooked. Or when we go to wipe off this thermal paste, the text is upside down. You probably have never seen that before. Unless you undo this retention mechanism, and see that the CPU is installed upside down. And it's crooked because there are actually little notches that only align with the proper orientation of the CPU. And I'm actually surprised that this closed down on it. There had to be a lot of force. And now I'm curious what kind of damage we have underneath. That kind of stuck. All right, there we go. Here's our CPU. That looks fine. Or at least I thought it looked good until I looked at it from the side, where your CPU is not supposed to be bit like that. This corner right here is jacked up. In fact, I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up, but there's actually a slight crack on that bin. Which makes this the first Intel Core i9-13900K that's not fried because of the instability problems, but rather broken because of a bad installation. And I know you guys are probably curious, what about the motherboard? Well, the complete surprise to me, with that CPU as bad as it was, the socket is pristine, or at least when it comes to the pins. Because when I grabbed a spare testing CPU and went to install it, I noticed that the CPU didn't sit down all the way. Like this right side is raised up. Like it won't go down in this bottom right corner without force. And if you're curious if it works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and risk my CPU by turning the system on, and check that out, it actually fired right up. And for those curious, the best way to make sure that you never do this is you see that little gold triangle in the bottom left corner? Well, there's also a gold triangle in the bottom left corner of the socket right there. Just line those up, and I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we have a replacement. This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard, and RAM in order to figure out why his system kept failing the power on self-test, well, the system still won't post. So what's going on here? Well, I doubt it's bad RAM because the old modules didn't work either, and I don't think it's our customer's GPU either, even though he's missing the clip on his PCIe cable, which is definitely dangerous, because if we take a look and run off the integrated graphics on this motherboard, you see that we still fail to post. So then what gives? Well, based on the assembly quality of this machine, with screws missing everywhere with just loose fans, our motherboard missing screws everywhere, and this radiator not even mounted all the way, it's literally sitting on the pump block. The best way to probably figure out what's going on is to start taking the system apart, because I'm gonna want to rewire this anyways and possibly move these tubes to the other side so you can actually close the side panel. Let's shut this guy off and lay it down so we can start with our cooler, where you'll see that, yeah, this radiator is not installed at all. And having open RGB wires just laying on your motherboard, that's setting yourself up for disaster. So let's start by pulling the pump cap off so we can unscrew and remove the pump block, where I think I spotted the issue. Like, look at the CPU. Does anything seem wrong to you? Maybe that's a little crooked. Or when we go to wipe off this thermal paste, the text is upside down. You probably have never seen that before, unless you undo this retention mechanism and see that the CPU is installed upside down. And it's crooked because there are actually little notches that only align with the proper orientation of the CPU. And I'm actually surprised that this closed down on it. There had to be a lot of force. And now I'm curious what kind of damage we have underneath. In fact, it's kind of stuck. All right, there we go. Here's our CPU. That looks fine. Or at least I thought it looked good until I looked at it from the side, where your CPU is not supposed to be bit like that. This corner right here is jacked up. In fact, I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up, but there's actually a slight crack on that bin. Which makes this the first Intel Core i9-13900K that's not fried because of the instability problems, but rather broken because of a bad installation. And I know you guys are probably curious, what about the motherboard? Well, the complete surprise to me, with that CPU as bad as it was, the socket is pristine, or at least when it comes to the pins. Because when I grabbed a spare testing CPU and went to install it, I noticed that the CPU didn't sit down all the way. Like this right side is raised up. Like it won't go down in this bottom right corner without force. And if you're curious if it works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and risk my CPU by turning the system on, and check that out, it actually fired right up. And for those curious, the best way to make sure that you never do this is you see that little gold triangle in the bottom left corner? Well, there's also a gold triangle in the bottom left corner of the socket right there. Just line those up, and I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we have a replacement. This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard, and RAM in order to figure out why his system kept failing the power on self-test, well, the system still won't post. So what's going on here? Well, I doubt it's bad RAM because the old modules didn't work either, and I don't think it's our customer's GPU either, even though he's missing the clip on his PCIe cable, which is definitely dangerous, because if we take a look and run off the integrated graphics on this motherboard, you see that we still fail to post. So then what gives? Well, based on the assembly quality of this machine, with screws missing everywhere with just loose fans, our motherboard missing screws everywhere, and this radiator not even mounted all the way. It's literally sitting on the pump block. The best way to probably figure out what's going on is to start taking the system apart, because I'm gonna want to rewire this anyways and possibly move these tubes to the other side so you can actually close the side panel. Let's shut this guy off and lay it down so we can start with our cooler, where you'll see that, yeah, this radiator is not installed at all. And having open RGB wires just laying on your motherboard, that's setting yourself up for disaster. So let's start by pulling the pump cap off so we can unscrew and remove the pump block, where I think I spotted the issue. Like, look at the CPU. Does anything seem wrong to you? Maybe that's a little crooked. Or when we go to wipe off this thermal paste, the text is upside down. You probably have never seen that before, unless you undo this retention mechanism and see that the CPU is installed upside down. And it's crooked because there are actually little notches that only align with the proper orientation of the CPU. And I'm actually surprised that this closed down on it. There had to be a lot of force. And now I'm curious what kind of damage we have underneath. In fact, it's kind of stuck. All right, there we go. Here's our CPU. That looks fine. Or at least I thought it looked good until I looked at it from the side, where your CPU is not supposed to be bent like that. This corner right here is jacked up. In fact, I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up, but there's actually a slight crack on that bin, which makes this the first Intel Core i9-13900K that's not fried because of the instability problems, but rather broken because of a bad installation. And I know you guys are probably curious, what about the motherboard? Well, it was a complete surprise to me. With that CPU as bad as it was, the socket is pristine, or at least when it comes to the pins. Because when I grabbed a spare testing CPU and went to install it, I noticed that the CPU didn't sit down all the way. Like, this right side is raised up. Like, it won't go down in this bottom right corner without force. And if you're curious if it works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and risk my CPU by turning the system on, and check that out, it actually fired right up. And for those curious, the best way to make sure that you never do this is, you see that little gold triangle in the bottom left corner? Well, there's also a gold triangle in the bottom left corner of the socket right there. Just line those up, and I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we have a replacement. This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard, and RAM in order to figure out why his system kept failing the power on self-test, well, the system still won't host. So what's going on here? Well, I doubt it's bad RAM because the old modules didn't work either, and I don't think it's our customer's GPU either, even though he's missing the clip on his PCIe cable, which is definitely dangerous, because if we take a look and run off the integrated graphics on this motherboard, we'll see that we still fail to host. So then what gives? Well, based on the assembly quality of this machine, with screws missing everywhere with just loose fans, our motherboard missing screws everywhere, and this radiator not even mounted all the way, it's literally sitting on the pump block. The best way to probably figure out what's going on is to start taking the system apart, because I'm gonna want to rewire this anyways and possibly move these tubes to the other side so you can actually close the side panel. Let's shut this guy off and lay it down so we can start with our cooler, where you'll see that, yeah, this radiator is not installed at all. And having open RGB wires just laying on your motherboard, that's setting yourself up for disaster. So let's start by pulling the pump cap off so we can unscrew and remove the pump block, where I think I spotted the issue. Like, look at the CPU. Does anything seem wrong to you? Maybe that's a little crooked. Or when we go to wipe off this thermal paste, the text is upside down. You probably have never seen that before, unless you undo this retention mechanism and see that the CPU is installed upside down. And it's crooked because there are actually little notches that only align with the proper orientation of the CPU. And I'm actually surprised that this closed down on it. There had to be a lot of force. And now I'm curious what kind of damage we have underneath. In fact, it's kind of stuck. All right, there we go. There's our CPU. That looks fine. Or at least I thought it looked good until I looked at it from the side, where your CPU is not supposed to be bent like that. This corner right here is jacked up. In fact, I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up, but there's actually a slight crack on that bin, which makes this the first Intel Core i9-13900K that's not fried because of the instability problems, but rather broken because of a bad installation. And I know you guys are probably curious, what about the motherboard? Well, it was a complete surprise to me. With that CPU as bad as it was, the socket is pristine, or at least when it comes to the pins. Because when I grabbed a spare testing CPU and went to install it, I noticed that the CPU didn't sit down all the way. Like, this right side is raised up. Like, it won't go down in this bottom right corner without force. And if you're curious if it works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and risk my CPU by turning the system on, and check that out, it actually fired right up. And for those curious, the best way to make sure that you never do this is, you see that little gold triangle in the bottom left corner? Well, there's also a gold triangle in the bottom left corner of the socket right there. Just line those up, and I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we have a replacement. This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard, and RAM in order to figure out why his system kept failing the power on self-test, well, the system still won't post. So what's going on here? Well, I doubt it's bad RAM because the old modules didn't work either, and I don't think it's our customer's GPU either, even though he's missing the clip on his PCIe cable, which is definitely dangerous because if we take a look and run off the integrated graphics on this motherboard, we'll see that we still fail to post. So then what gives? Well, based on the assembly quality of this machine with screws missing everywhere but just loose fans, our motherboard missing screws everywhere, and this radiator not even mounted all the way, it's literally sitting on the pump block. The best way to probably figure out what's going on is to start taking the system apart, because I'm going to want to rewire this anyways and possibly move these tubes to the other side so you can actually close the side panel. So let's shut this guy off and lay it down so we can start with our cooler, where you'll see that, yeah, this radiator is not installed at all. And having open RGB wires just laying on your motherboard, that's setting yourself up for disaster. So let's start by pulling the pump cap off so we can unscrew and remove the pump block, where I think I spotted the issue. Like, look at the CPU. Does anything seem wrong to you? Maybe that's a little crooked. Or when we go to wipe off this thermal paste, the text is upside down. You probably have never seen that before, unless you undo this retention mechanism and see that the CPU is installed upside down. And it's crooked because there are actually little notches that only align with the proper orientation of the CPU. And I'm actually surprised that this closed down on it. There had to be a lot of force. And now I'm curious what kind of damage we have underneath. In fact, it's kind of stuck. All right, there we go. There's our CPU. That looks fine. Or at least I thought it looked good until I looked at it from the side, where your CPU is not supposed to be bent like that. This corner right here is jacked up. In fact, I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up, but there's actually a slight crack on that bin, which makes this the first Intel Core i9-13900K that's not fried because of the instability problems, but rather broken because of a bad installation. And I know you guys are probably curious, what about the motherboard? Well, the complete surprise to me, with that CPU as bad as it was, the socket is pristine, or at least when it comes to the pins. Because when I grabbed a spare testing CPU and went to install it, I noticed that the CPU didn't sit down all the way. Like, this right side is raised up. Like, it won't go down in this bottom right corner without force. And if you're curious if it works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and risk my CPU by turning the system on, and check that out, it actually fired right up. And for those curious, the best way to make sure that you never do this is, you see that little gold triangle in the bottom left corner? Well, there's also a gold triangle in the bottom left corner of the socket right there. Just line those up, and I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we have a replacement. This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard, and RAM in order to figure out why his system kept failing the power on self-test, well, the system still won't post. So what's going on here? Well, I doubt it's bad RAM because the old modules didn't work either, and I don't think it's our customer's GPU either, even though he's missing the clip on his PCIe cable, which is definitely dangerous because if we take a look and run off the integrated graphics on this motherboard, we see that we still fail to post. So then what gives? Well, based on the assembly quality of this machine with screws missing everywhere with just loose fans, our motherboard missing screws everywhere, and this radiator not even mounted all the way, it's literally sitting on the pump block. The best way to probably figure out what's going on is to start taking the system apart, because I'm gonna want to rewire this anyways and possibly move these tubes to the other side so you can actually close the side panel. So let's shut this guy off and lay it down so we can start with our cooler, where you'll see that, yeah, this radiator is not installed at all. And having open RGB wires just laying on your motherboard, that's setting yourself up for disaster. So let's start by pulling the pump cap off so we can unscrew and remove the pump block, where I think I spotted the issue. Like, look at the CPU. Does anything seem wrong to you? Maybe that's a little crooked. Or when we go to wipe off this thermal paste, the text is upside down. You probably have never seen that before, unless you undo this retention mechanism and see that the CPU is installed upside down. And it's crooked because there are actually little notches that only align with the proper orientation of the CPU. And I'm actually surprised that this closed down on it. There had to be a lot of force. And now I'm curious what kind of damage we have underneath. In fact, it's kind of stuck. All right, there we go. Here's our CPU. That looks fine. Or at least I thought it looked good until I looked at it from the side, where your CPU is not supposed to be bent like that. This corner right here is jacked up. In fact, I'm not sure if my camera will pick it up, but there's actually a slight crack on that bin, which makes this the first Intel Core i9-13900K that's not fried because of the instability problems, but rather broken because of a bad installation. And I know you guys are probably curious, what about the motherboard? Well, the complete surprise to me, with that CPU as bad as it was, the socket is pristine, or at least when it comes to the pins. Because when I grabbed a spare testing CPU and went to install it, I noticed that the CPU didn't sit down all the way. Like, this right side is raised up. Like, it won't go down in this bottom right corner without force. And if you're curious if it works, well, I'm gonna go ahead and risk my CPU by turning the system on, and check that out, it actually fired right up. And for those curious, the best way to make sure that you never do this is, you see that little gold triangle in the bottom left corner? Well, there's also a gold triangle in the bottom left corner of the socket right there. Just line those up, and I'll keep you guys updated as soon as we have a replacement. This absolute mess of a gaming PC just came in my shop because after a customer swapped his cooler, motherboard,
I'm so
and
sorry.
RAM in order to figure out why.
I left it playing on a short. How many coins? 2,000? Oh no, it's a player in.
手こずらせやがって貴様とは関係ないわこれはあくまで私と偽装の
No
問
break
題よ
anniversary. You.
Okay, Pokemon, are we serious right now? What can you mean? What? Alright, oh, my man gotta hit him with a tail whip. Wait. No!
That's nuts.
Sexagoon got out of the way, but Treco slapped his. I mean, he slapped it against the ground out there. That's not a good feeling, man. Whenever you sit on it funny, that ain't good. Your tail, obviously, guys. Oh man. Anyway, what's cracking, guys? It's the Eevee Overload 9 bajillion. And here I am before you once again, offering you some beautiful Pokemon memes. If you couldn't tell from the title, like, oh, wait, I thought it was going to be, I don't know, lasagna memes. That's Pokemon. Big surprise. I got some stuff here for it. Make sure to like and subscribe. I just whacked my poor microphone. That is Hitmonlee. No, Hitmonlee? Yeah, Hitmonlee. Mr. Mime? No, Mr. Mime looks like that. His face is stretched. Okay, that should be Charmander, but it could be like Slowbro. Moltres! His little head is on his butt. What? Alright, that's Gaily, whatever that thing is. You know, it's a Frostlass, but it's a male. Lapras! I guess you can be in a shell like that. Sure. That's not like that bug thing. I don't even know that thing. Got like the eyeball. That's Lugia, of course it is. What else does that be, I guess? There's even more. All right, that's that fighting guy with the sumo. I don't know, man. I can't remember his name. Swampert. Right. How many of those did you get right, guys? How many? Because I got 0. I erased whoever came up with the idea of putting an unknown there. And it's an eye on the magic card. But Pokemon, you know, I thought for sure, you know, just like the unknown, you'd be catching like the little Zygarde cells going around the entire city. I thought that was like a for sure thing. Seemed like a normal collectible, but no, we were saved from that. Like an NPC would have got everything for you. All right, we got like that little genie Pokemon out there, and he's looking at a sharp jaw. It's time to shave it and wash it off. And he's like that little Hoopaju. I can't remember. I think it's Hoopaju or something like that. This beard is never coming off. I'm afraid of what demons will be unleashed should this thing that has sealed away evil for so long finally be undone. The person who's the author of the One Piece is in Myri City. Ah, so that's Oda? Is that really Mr. Oda right there? With the mask on top of his. That's actually kind of a good shot. I don't even know how you managed to do that. Hey, honey, want to see how strong I've grown? How was that? You want a hug too? I don't know, man. I know some people want to hug their Pokemon. That makes sense. But like, would you really want a hug from like, I don't know, Machamp? I don't think that would go so well. There's also that like bear Pokemon out there. Beware, I think. That pink thing, if it hugs you, it's over, man. It's over. Oh, we're opening packs now? Okay. What we get? God dang it. I mean, that car is no good on me. I already have a job. For now. Call the ambulance. But not for me. Yes, we have another guaranteed. All right, Volo, come on, chill, man. What's this all about, man? You don't have to do it twice now, brother. I thought the Pokemon Center lady was this kind of monster. As we're looking at the sprite. Oh Jesus. Yeah, I guess that could be her. I mean, that's clearly her putting her arms. I feel like that's just her putting her arms in front like that, because all the other sprites are very similar. But that's terrifying, I guess. Put the lavender theme and it works good. Lavender, I love you. Oh, that'll be 2,300 yen. And like,
You didn't know? It's pretty obvious. Remember that time she bugged my house for 3 months after we hung out? Or that guy bothering you and getting his car blown up? Not that I, wait, what? Not that I wouldn't do the same for Canary, so I respect, wait, you're whispering some of that part out there. Wait, hold up there, little girl. That's something right here. I guess she's finding out that her boss that keeps her as a pet actually does it just because she loves her. I don't know if that is a twist or not. I genuinely don't know. Hey, let's play soccer. All right, and all the mates are out there. Let's, oh. Technically, I'm going away to the substitute. We're gonna like, man, all right, hold up. I got a magic trick here. Check it out. And da-da! All right. Got him all with some magic out there. Okay, actually, kind of good. All right. No! Corvo. Hey, go get a little bug with a rose. Okay. To be fair, that is how that guy would probably introduce his boss. It's like, here you go, he's my boss. He's just a big guy, a big lovable guy. The exam was so insane, I dedged. Oh. Well, I know this Pogo. It's like Coliseum game or something. There's no way you could, wait, what? Excuse you? What? Wait. How can you possibly I guess you maybe put a Game Shark code in where you never lose a round or something? Like, holy crap, I didn't even know it could get that long. A first look at the life-size Pokemon that will be in Pokepark Kanto when it officially opens. And there's a little Pikachu and an Eevee together out there, and an Umbreon and Espeon. Yo, man, that is so cool. It'd be so dope to go. It really would be, man. I don't think I'm ever gonna get in there anytime soon, but it would be cool, man. I did see the tweets going around of people saying you could finally ride Vaporeon. Not too happy about that one. A real life nurse joined the Pokepark. Okay. That is kind of, and she even puts all the balls up there too. Even shows them up on the screen. That's dope. Okay, all right. Billion, and here I am before you once again, offering you some beautiful Pokemon memes. If you couldn't tell from the title, like, oh, wait, I thought it was going to be, I don't know, lasagna memes. That's Pokemon, big surprise. I got some stuff here for you. Make sure to like and subscribe. I just whacked my poor microphone.
Oh no.
That is Hitmonlee. No, Hitmonlee? Yeah, Hitmonlee.
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime? No, Mr. Mime looks like that. His face is stretched. Okay, that should be Charmander, but it could be like Slowbro. Moltres! His little head is on his butt. What? All right, that's Gaily, whatever that thing is. You know, it's a Frostlass, but it's a male. Lapras! I guess she could be in her shell like that. Sure. That's not like that bug thing. I don't even know that thing. Got like the eye.
Lugia.
It's Lugia, of course it is. What else would that be, I guess? There's even more. All right, that's that fighting guy with the sumo. I don't know, man. I can't remember his name. Swampert. Swampert. Right. How many of those did you get right, guys? How many? Because I got 0. I erased whoever came up with the idea of putting an unknown there. And it's an I on the magic card.
W.
Pokemon.
W.
You know, I thought for sure, you know, just like the unknown, you'd be catching like the little Zygarde cells going around the entire city. I thought that was like a for sure thing. Seemed like a normal collectible, but no, we were saved from that. Like an NPC when it got everything for you. All right, we got like that little genie Pokemon out there, and he's looking at a sharp jaw. It's time to shave it and wash it off. And he's like that little Hoopa. I can't remember. I think it's Hoopa or something like that. This beard is never coming off. I'm afraid of what demons will be unleashed should this thing that has sealed away evil for so long finally be undone. The person who's the author of the One Piece is in Myri City. Ah, so that's Oda? Is that really Mr. Oda right there? With the bass on top of his. That's actually kind of a good shot. I don't even know how you managed to do that. Hey, honey, you want to see how strong I've grown? How was that? You want a hug too?
Yes.
No, man.
Yes.
I know some people want to hug their Pokemon. That makes sense. But, like, would you really want to hug from, like, I don't know, Machamp? I don't think that would go so well. There's also that, like, bear Pokemon out there. Beware, I think. That pink thing. If it hugs you, it's over, man. It's over. Oh, we're opening packs now? Okay. What we get?
No!
I mean, that car's no good on me. I already have a job. Call the ambulance. But not for me. Yes, we have another guaranteed. All right.
Another 4.
Molo, come on. Chill, man. What's this all about, man? You don't have to do it twice now, brother. I thought the Pokemon Center lady was this kind of monster as we're looking at the sprite. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I guess that could be her. I mean, that's clearly her putting her arms. I feel like that's just her putting her arms in front like that. Because all the other sprites are very similar. But that's terrifying, I guess. The lavender theme, and it works good. Lavender, I love you. Oh, that'll be 2,300 yen. And like, You didn't know? It's pretty obvious. Remember that time she bugged my house for 3 months after we hung out? Or that guy bothering you, getting his car blown up? Not that wait, what? Not that I wouldn't do the same for Canary, so I respect. Wait, you're whispering some of that part out there. Wait, hold up there, little girl. That's something right here. I guess she's finding out that her boss that keeps her as a pet actually does it just because she loves her. I don't know if that is a twist or not. I generally don't know. Yeah, let's play soccer. All right, and all the mates are out there. Let's. Oh, Kecleon going away to the substitute. We're gonna like man's gonna. All right, hold up. I got a magic trick here. Check it out. And da-da! All right, got him all with some magic out there. Okay, actually, kind of good. All right. Oh, Corvo. Hey, go get a little bug with a rose. Okay. To be fair, that is how that guy would probably introduce his boss. It's like, here you go. He's my boss. He's just a big guy, a big lovable guy. The exam was so insane, I dedged. Oh, I know this Pogo. It's like a Coliseum game or something. There's no way you could. Wait, what? Excuse you? What? Wait. How can you possibly I guess you maybe put a Game Shark code in where you never lose a round or something? Like, holy crap, I didn't even know it could get that long. A first look at the life-size Pokemon that will be in Pokepark Kanto when it officially opens. And there's a little Pikachu and an Eevee together out there, and an Umbreon and Espeon. Yo, man, that is so cool. And it'd be so dope to go. It really would be, man. I don't think I'm ever gonna get into anytime soon. But it would be cool, man. I did see the tweets going around of people saying you can finally ride Vaporeon. Not too happy about that one. A real-life nurse joined the Pokepark. Okay. That is kind of, and she even puts all the balls up there too. Even shows them up on the screen. That's dope. Okay, all right, Sir Fetched. I got respect for Sir Fetched. Tina got respect for Gengar. That is pretty cool. Do you know that you should take your Pokemon on the Pokeballs there? I wonder how they know which ones you want in there. Living in just sync, okay. And, oh, Frig, what are you doing there? Hey, where did you even come from? Why are you jumping out of there? It's not even like a hologram, it's just the real one. You never know which one you're gonna get out there. You could have a hologram that's facing her across the way there too. How does she even manage to do that? Like pre-recorded footage. And Sharpedo looking at Zygarde's butt, like, hey, you got a glowing butt. And like, you got one too, buddy. We both got weird butts. I'm glad there's Pokemon out there with weird butts. Very strange that I'd be saying that sentence aloud, but here we are. And they fricked up his Mega 2 times already. His Garchomp looking at like, oh man. Honestly, I think Mega Garchomp looks good. I mean, with the new one, it's got like big hands. It's got like big on. I mean, it's like all right. It could have been worse. But going to the toilets, okay, with Delphox. What's the skibbity toilet? Wait, what? Wait, why would you put a Delphox as the toilet side of all things out there? I don't think she's that bad. She got like a mega. Come on, man. Don't be fooled by how cute this picture is. He's charging up his violence photosynthesis. Don't worry, you're about to get a solar beam very soon as I'm looking cute and absorbing the sunlight. Just like don't be fooled by me. I am very wild and dangerous. My Eevee geeking out on sugar after feeding it 50 rare candies to evolve into Sylveon. Oh God. I've seen that freaking cat face. Okay, man. It can't be healthy to eat 50 rare candies. Like, it causes you to level up, sure, but like, there's some side effects to that, I feel. Jolteon is the perfect boost for this bus engine. It just looks like a plushie, but I mean, it would be cool if it actually juiced it up. There's no way that actually worked. I mean, it is an electric Pokemon, but I feel like you probably wouldn't want a bolt of electricity to juice up your entire band really quickly. I feel like that's asking for trouble. Looking at Guzma's little mark, you think it's a hickey? And, well, it was a kiss, but just from a Buzzwole. That was just really affectionate. Oh God, I don't feel like that mark would be that small if a Buzzwole would be a man. I don't think there'd be anything left of it, honestly. All right, we seem to be doing some art, and I see the Fruiter behind and doing the upward pose of Gardevoir. Wait, why does her eye look like that? It looked like she's bugging out. I mean, obviously the guy knows how to draw. Gardevoir looking up. That's very cute. But man, the eyeball going crazy. I figured I might as well include this since it's so popular. Where would you guys sit on this plane out here? I'll leave you guys in the comment section.
No, 6.
This one's
no,
really
11.
tough for me because I'm either
no, 12.
trying to choose between 6 because my child will crush Misty, or 12 for Lucamine. I can fix her. I could go for the clout option of 1, but learning in practice. The module leader. Professor Gibble, Calber, online teaching assistant, which is okay. It's a parody of someone else putting the cats as it. That's actually kind of cute. I mean, yeah. I mean, what? They're assisting emotionally. I've never caught a Pokemon before. Will you come with me? Sure. This is cute. I'm going into the tall grass now. You have to watch, okay? The internet can never know about Jesse. It just like catches a waltz immediately in a place that doesn't like, wait a minute. How you going to do that? I mean, to be fair, it actually does have a waltz. It's just a really, really rare chance to get one, but you can't get it. Imagine catching one of the most rare Pokemon on your first try. That's just crazy. Here we have a slide that's a fire and steel type. Oh yeah, going in this hot sun. And then we got electric ground with the static electricity. Oh, yeah. And then water. Okay, that one makes sense. Water. And fairy type. Okay, a little baby one. And then water fly. Oh yeah, as you go up in there in the sky. And then ice. Okay, that ice slide's kind of cool. And then ghost.
Let's go.
I don't know if I want to go on that slide in the middle of the night out there. There's so many different types of slides. Love to see it. My craziest revelation is finding out Lana's mom's actual canon proportions. Wait, you're telling me she's not a big busty? The internet. It would be lying to me. Oh, the art. I've seen the art. While Young Goose fainted. Fainted? Do you mean the Young Goose was freaking vaporized? There ain't nothing left in Young Goose, man. That's like a nuclear explosion. There's nothing left of the little guy. He's gone. He's gone. Anyway, that's gonna do it for Pokemon memes. I hope you guys enjoyed this as always. If you did, check out my other videos. Have some fun. But for now, I will see you beautiful sons and guns again in the next video. Make sure to stay hydrated.
Footy. This went viral online, right? Totally. Scam. Baileys. Give me my coins.
This little switch right here will change your setup in a big way. If you're like me and you have a laptop and a PC at your desk, you know the pain of swapping peripherals back and forth. But with a USB switch, those days are over. Now your wired keyboard, mouse, webcam, microphone, or even external hard drives can all be
Here we go. I have enough coins now. 10 build. Yes. Let's go. We should get her now. Hello. Oh, really? Okay. Okay. There we go, that's enough. London. Finally, Alberto. Fucking Alberto. Alberto di Feliciano. Yep, I already fell right now. Fucking. Bro is spamming his comment first everywhere. Gorgeous blonde wife, Nico Island. Oh my god, huh? Beautiful. Why do you look like a you are? Expensive rat, sweet like Limishul. Italia. Nice. I'm kind of blessed. Northern Pond. Hey! Finally! Oh, that took forever. That took 100 cubes. Damn. Too much. Let's test her out. Yeah, no, who? Where's the new girl? There she is, okay. how'd I miss? Yes. Yes. Yes, Vivaldi. Whoops. Here, let's put you in there. Get you leveled up. Does she dance? Yes. Head dance. Does she swim? Yes. Have a seat. Have a seat. Nice. Oh. Oops. Yes. Doki doki. Special touch. Yes, it's a test. Yes, endure. Wait, does she get hard eyes? No, she doesn't. So. She does! Oh, nice. Pull in. Go. Let's get these rewards. And I finished my dailies. Okay. That has been the Azure Lake. Oh wait, no, it's we have to do something extra. We have to get the pass. Pass. Where is it? Limited character banner. Oh. Hold on, my game. Strike. I need to get my trade license. No, not the trade license. Fair winds. Pass. Cha-ching! Okay. Log in back here. Now. Yes, go. There we go. Daijoubu. I don't have her. Oh. I need the submarine. It's okay. Here, let's test it out. A beer. It's a beer. Season 26. Okay, let's go play Nikke. The meta.
Use headhunting to acquire more operators for support. Okay. I want to get her, but I don't think I can quite do it yet. So I'll do this for now. Because I think this requires... Am I allowed to do this? Okay, claim all. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Greetings. I'm your operator from Rhodes Island. Codename Snowshine. I'm a search and rescue expert specializing in
Wow. So I can use this. But then, is she really that good? Wouldn't it be better to like see, like have my chances better with this one? Oh, well actually there are like 40 attempts. She's top tier right now? Okay, well, okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, why didn't you just say so?
No. No, Crony. Don't do that, Crony.
Okay.
Antar of Op Z7 reporting for duty. I've studied Originium automation and occasionally help with
I'm so sorry. I do like this.
Catcher, Op Team Z7. My role is giving the team cover and logistics support. I specialize in defensive operations and I'm good with the blade.
Okay.
Hope I'll be an effective addition to your team.
Okay, like a shield.
Why do I have to do this again?
She's cute.
Greetings, Administrator. Hi, Miss Stella. And please don't give me physically intensive assignments. Thank you.
Aww. Okay, I already...
Oxy 7 Skirmisher, Fluorite. Got anything to say?
Oh. I do like this tech wear.
I have always believed that you will lead us upon the right path once more.
Why are you here?
Why do I have to do this again?
Antal of OPC-7 reporting for
Okay, I'll listen to you this time.
I've studied Originium automation and occasionally help with modifying or repairing Originium devices. You may approach me for such tasks. And I have a question for you. What is the material of your mask?
Oh.
Carbon fiber?
You're interested about my mask? Well, let me tell you.
Captain Kakuri of Operation Team Z7 reporting in. The operations dossier, budget summary, and action plan are ready for review. Which would you like to read first?
Cute. Oh, this is nice. Oh, okay. Well, I have nothing now. But at least I can do 40 attempts of this, so...
Velvet, no!
Okay.
Why do I have to do this again? Why do I have to do
Why do you have to do this again?
Well, look who it is. The legendary Administrator.
I picked up a couple of whispers on my way here. Curious to know which one's the most accurate.
Do it, Velvet, do
You don't know me well yet. Here's
Right, left, right, left, right.
How about I tell you a secret in exchange for a little something about you? What do you reckon?
I'll think about it.
I'll think about
Why
it.
do I have to do this again?
No. No.
Z7.
Okay.
Skirmisher.
Okay.
Opting
Okay.
Really? Your operator from
Okay.
Oxy 7 Skirmisher.
Oh, this one's a lizard. Okay. Cat or wolf. This one's a panda. This one's a... I gotta look at the tail, honestly.
Where are we headed?
I think this one's definitely a rabbit. Sorry, red panda. Yeah. Interesting. So I got like different currency. I see. Yeah, that's good then. I don't have that.
Another.
Okay, let me do that. Okay.
Why
do I have to? Why?
Captain!
Captain! Captain!
Oxy. And Field Operator Chen Shenyu reporting for duty.
Okay, and then one more. That's one gold. Oh, why do I have to do this again?
Catch her.
Why do I did my best.
Why?
Catch her.
Oxy.
Excuse me, is this where we sign up for the job? Nice meeting you. Name's Alesh. I like to read, and I can do angling with my eyes closed.
Okay, at least one new unit. Okay. Well, there's that. Oh wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Does that
Yes.
mean I can I get something for gacha?
Coffee.
Maybe. No. Never mind. Just
Salty.
one pull. Okay. I don't know who I should add to my team.
Soda.
I know I can add 4, but who is good? Who is considered to be?
What is that? Anchor. That's Anchor.
Oh, okay, Curry. Okay. Actually, she might be I have to see her tail, but she might be a Shiba
Suspicious
Inu.
male customer.
Who's
Okay.
the test subject this time? A mission for me?
I work. Remember to train the operators in order to improve their combat. Okay. In addition, experience materials can be manually spent. Yeah, Nice. Yeah.
Since the land breakers were gone.
I'm just gonna hoard until I feel
You stop! That's right! It's ours!
It's mine. I'm saving up for the sequel. You can't have it. Oh wait. Orly? Nice. Do I have enough? Not at all. Darn. It looks really cute. Oh. So whoever was asking me for like gacha luck or Leviathan, I need the gacha luck. I would normally bless you, but we are playing the same game right now, so I kind of need it. Ah, the codes. Okay. Claim all. Nice. And I still can't get... Whatever. You want last right? I mean, last right is pretty cute, but I'll settle for whichever is meta.
Another one. Meta. Meta.
Okay, and then where would you want me to put it? Please don't give me freedom. Do you want me to put it here? What's the most optimal place? Where do you want me to put it?
Fortunately, this arsenal
Manager.
seems intact. Take a
No
piece
manager.
too. It's my
You're
duty to
banned.
make sure you have the best weapons we have.
Yay! It's not free? It's 50% off at least, I guess. It is cheap, right? Is this considered cheap?
When will this end?
Okay. You can find it in the chest. What is just help me?
Originium will carve a path for us.
Oh.
There are two.
Nice. Crony. Nice. Nice. This is my territory. No! Love it. Leave the innocent man alone.
Shall I get warmed up? Reloading. Hey, Ollie's knows how to wrap things up. Let's just play.
Come on, give me all you.
Holy shit.
My arm is killing me. All done. You heard Pelorta? Fire! The bigger the firecracker, the better.
She's live. No way she's live.
I did my best. Are you going to give me a reward?
Wow, that's all of them? Wish I could have done more.
Do you want to exit the costume?
You want it told you?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
Daddy.
I have. Or you can join the room if you want, Baboo.
You know what? I'll
Okay.
wear my baby outfit.
Yeah. Oh, wait, bring your pacifier. Yeah.
Ew, pacifier. Who?
You don't like
who
pacifiers?
Who has pacifier?
Bibu does.
Ew. Don't say ew. My mama gave it to me. I didn't even ask for it in this outfit, okay? My mom was just like, here, take it. That means you still suck.
That's not very nice. Don't fight with each other. Yamero.
I mean, you're still sucking your pacifier. That means you can do... I think you can't do math. Look at this. Look, you're just jealous. No, I'm not. I have one and you don't. No. Why would I jealous of you? You're just jealous, right? You're jealous. Why would I? Why would I got jealous? Because I have something you don't have. No, because my mama trusting me to not have pacifier. And my mama thinks I'm cute enough to have a pacifier. No, it's because I think your mama is teaching you to not talk shit like this, you know? That's why. But I don't talk beep, okay? You just said a bad word. I never talk beep. I say beep. You just said a bad word. Why would you say beep? Because you lame. You have pacifier. Why would you say beep? You don't have enough brave to say shit.
No, it's because she's a good baby.
Yeah, I'm a good baby. I'm like, you're a bad baby. Now it's kind of contradiction. You said, okay, I'm gonna do some chaos here, baby chaos. Now you wanna do good things. Well, you can still be chaotic and be a good baby, okay? Why would you be chaotic when you're good? You need to be bad, baby. There's an alignment. There's an alignment. Be bad. Chaotic. Be bad. It's called chaotic good. No, be bad. It's not Bibu anymore at this time. It's be bad. Alright, I'll be bad. I'm bad now.
Team up with each other though in this, so you guys better get along.
Shit.
Get along with each other.
I can't get along with someone good. No, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. Oh, you're bad? Beeping beep. Oh, beep, dang how it. Bad are you? Beep, beep, dang it, beep, beep. Oh, shit. Dang it. You're fucking good.
Oh my god. Oh no. Girls, don't fight.
Sorry, this is importance matter between babies. Yeah, the babies are talking.
Here we go.
Okay, listen here, baby, because you're a newborn baby in this game. Okay? You need to listen to your senpai, baby. Senpai. Oh, you need to kill yourself now. Okay, time to kill myself now.
No, you can't.
Unless it's a robot baby glitch. What did you say, bitch? No! Did you say bitch? I thought you're good. I mixed baby and glitch together. I thought you're good. On accident.
No, Bibu would never.
Bibu, no.
You're bad, baby. I combined baby and glitch. Oh shit, clip that chat. She said bitch. Let's go. I'm a bad baby. Yeah, you're bad.
Oh no, scary boss. Coco, shoot them down. Funny anyway, beware a shark. Challenge. Complete the challenge. No, my cookie.
Fighting in this outfit is actually kind of fun.
Why Noble?
I just wanted to eat a cookie. Anyway, we're gonna be looking at the most expertly made unfunny memes of all time, anime memes. Can't wait to get into it here. Make sure to like and subscribe. It's like I'm making fun of myself. Hi, Nezuko from Demon Slayer, says Pikachu, and
Pokemon. And then Pikachu's in the little Pokeball having a good time. And Nezuko, the little box, having it. You know, the funny thing is, I think I've seen both of these images. I might have even reacted to this meme before. I feel like I have in some capacity. Japanese fans demand Mitsuri's back scene to be removed from Demon Slayer Season 3. And those fans, and then the rest of the fans going like, why are you gay? You are gay.
You're gay.
What's wrong with the bath scene? Anime has fan service all the time. The violence is okay, but a little bit of booba? Oh no, we're going too far. My mother's 28 years old. 28 minus 15 is... Wait, what? Tomo, just drop it. Kirby's calling the police. Is that what okay, yeah, that's quite the young age to be having a kid there. Tomo-chan is a girl, I think is the name of that manga. I really hope that that actually does get an anime sometime soon, because there's some funny freaking stuff in there.
It did get an anime.
Interesting chapters. Don't just judge it by the weird bit there, okay? It's not just the weird. Car salesman slaps the roof of the car and her butt makes a really good noise when you smack it. It's quite a thing to say to somebody.
I know, I'll be hearing it later.
Why would you just say that, like, right then and there? Why would you do that? I mean, granted, at least she's being honest here. I mean, a good butt smack sounds great. I smacked Mary's butt. Maybe I shouldn't say that out loud. That sounds really bad. But I announced it first. The rest of the girls were looking at me. It's like, Mary, if you don't move, it's like you're inviting me to smack your butt. And then it's like, you just didn't say anything. So I was like, okay. And then he gave me the weirdest, like, good sir, what have you done to my posterior? Speaking of Mary, here's his comic. Hey, Switch, can I play old school games? Sure, I might add them in the future. Just $30 per game. Isn't that kind of steep? It is? And then later today, I'll just download an emulator. She won't notice. And then she comes in, that's a violation of our intellectual property.
No.
Wait, I'm sorry, Switch Chan. I was just misplaying the old Mario games, and I hereby file a lawsuit seeking damages upwards of $2 million.
$2 million.
But Nintendo, I loved you. If you really love me, you would not pirate my game. This is
Why
so
would Nintendo do this?
Good old Mary out here with this. I mean, what is with Nintendo, man? Sometimes they just take things down and they don't have an alternative to actually play those games. You're just kind of like out of luck. You're like, oh, what do I do? When Animer gets paid, you'll see a single panel fight with RTX on. So here is the single manga page of what's going on there. And then the anime just being absolutely freaking filled with, oh my God.
RTX on.
God. I'm just saying, anime is kind of superior to manga in terms of like bringing things to life, you know? A single model page cannot do whatever that beautiful thing was just right there. I'm sorry, but fight scenes kind of are subpar in manga. This is my body juice. Here, drink it like there's no tomorrow. Wait, could this woman be one of my people? Let's
okay, now I have to watch
everyone
that.
doing the Gyardo cup drink right now. Look, apparently that's an anime where the sister thinks that her brother is a huge siscon. So I guess she tries to please him even though he doesn't want anything to do with that. So maybe she's the bro-con at this point. I don't know, it's only 3 episodes apparently, I don't know. So CBR.com saying, is Horimiya a wholesome teen rom-com or a toxic relationship in disguise? And the rest of them are like, what? Say what? Like, can't we just enjoy things, bro? Enjoy things here. I mean, come on. Always news articles out here trying to get some sensation thing out there. Come on, man. Are you okay? Onye-chan says Philo to Raftali, and yeah, how about you, Philo? It's like we turned on the RTX or something all of a sudden. We just got way more realistic. The fact that that photo actually exists is fascinating to me. When your little cousin sees that your phone has games, she may be slow. However, slowly but surely, she's cornering me, trying to get my game. That was me on the plane when I was playing Flappy Bird. Yes, I still have Flappy Bird on my freaking phone. It's amazing. It was a good time. And Mary wanted to play, so I let him play. It's still very hard. Even harder when the plane is moving and you're trying to like flap. So girl kisses kitty and it transforms into a girl. And the guy looking at his cat being Wait a minute, the cat's a dude. Some of you are like, even better, Noble, yeah! Staring at high school girls is your hobby? And me, a slice of life enjoyer? Yes. Yeah, that's literally what slice of life has evolved into, man. It's just looking at cute girls doing cute things most of the time. There's never really a guy around anymore in anime. It feels kind of sad. Markiplier smash or pass here?
Pass. Pass.
Yeah,
pass.
I agree.
Pass.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
Would this make me a furry if I said smash?
Yeah.
Smash.
And he says smash the carrot. I mean, what can it... Sometimes I question Oda, but then again, he appeals to literally every freaking fan base out there, man. Oda has some girl or man out there, body type, anything for you, which is why One Piece is superior. February 2020? This virus thing won't take too long. And February crossed out 2022 out here. Just Omega Sag. Yeah, it feels bad. What can I say? It sucks. I don't know what to do at this point, you know? Like, I just hope it passes quickly. Let's hope everyone gets better. Yep. So Asian people just casually walking along as a weeb wearing an anime shirt just stands with, hello, yeah, look at me, I'm a weeb. I'm one of you now, yeah. I will admit, walking around with an anime shirt while in Japan, I don't think anybody really cared. They probably just go like, another foreigner weeb that came to our country or something. Like, oh god, just another one of those types. You wouldn't hurt him for $1,000, would you? And then me being like, well then, $1,000 easily acquired as we flip that son of a gun. Ah, Nietzsche Joe. Good anime. Lots of good humor in there. I still remember suplexing a freaking deer. That was great. But yeah, goats are kind of dicks anyway, so let's be real. They're not good animals. They're crazy, and they're also very mean. They will headbutt you off cliffs, no problem. So a man doing what's shifting no jutsu out here? Okay. What? Okay, and there it goes. There's no truck that can possibly spin like that. What? That has to be a gag anime. Oh no, it's a certain scientific railgun T. How did I not even remember that? So here we just have a nice selection of maid uniforms out here. The French maid looking kind of nice. And then, yes, interesting indeed out here. There's a lot of different ways that you can have maids out there. I'm just saying. I mean, Kobayashi, the consumer of maids, definitely would like some of these, I would assume. And here we have Yusuke just posting a picture, and what anime is this? It's Rent a Girlfriend. Is that an insult or the name of the anime? And, well, it's both. It's a little bit of both. I don't think you can actually rent a girlfriend. I guess in Japan, technically you can. It's just like having a date with a person. That actually is a practice that they do for lonely people. So, I mean, I don't know why. You could probably bring that to States. Just rent a person for the day to bring you company. I don't know how well that business would go. A little Attack on Titan. Oh, yes, Aaron. Give me...
What? Smell.
What?
Like a baka.
No. Okay. That was the best meme of the day. That was the best meme of the day. Me opening someone's water bottle because they couldn't do it themselves. Here you go, friend. And the water bottle is completely jacked. Yeah, it does feel rather nice, I will say. It feels good to be able to do that job that all males must do for their significant others, opening the water bottles in the morning because their girlfriend is too weak. It's a legit thing that Ashley does. Yeah, I do that, yeah. Beware of shark, and it's a small little girl. Look at it, she's so small. I would be very frightened of that still, though. She's terrifying creature. So here we have Sadako coming out of the computer screen, and you're terrified, and oh, she seems to be stuck by a bigger screen and she can't get out of there because of her big boo-boos. It's just too big. Oh, this is so sad. When no one saves your life. Challenge. Who'd have thought? Anyway, that's gonna do it for our little session of some memage out here. Hope you guys had a good time, and I promise I won't eat a cookie and make it extremely awkward for the beginning. If you leave a like and subscribe. Unless you want that. I could do that. That's up to you. That's up to you.
Common shop.
Crazy mother.
Okay, that's enough. No, it's not enough. Oh. Advise.
Thanks to Grandma, you are finally one step closer to your dream of esports domination. She just gave you her old computer. You know the one. She bought it 7 years ago, on clearance. But that's not important. All that matters is you've got your Valorant invite and you are ready to tear up the battlefield. There's just one small problem. Your new computer is really, really slow.
Yes.
So it's time for a quick and dirty upgrade on the cheap. Brought to you by Glasswire. Instantly see your current and past network activity, detect malware, and block. Excuse me. Oh, that's dusty. And block badly behaving apps on your PC or Android device. Use offer code LINUS to get 25% off Glasswire at the link below. Excuse me. Something it should be able to handle. Let's play some League of Legends, huh? Well, I finally got in, and now that I did, dang, it's running just fine. Look at that. 150, 170 FPS. I always forget just how easy it is to run this game. We're getting dips though. I mean, that is sort of a function of this being barely up to spec hardware. I'm seeing some stutters as I'm panning the camera around a little bit. Certainly better than I would expect any other modern game to run on what was a bad video card, 7, 8 years ago. And it's definitely playable. I mean, you're probably gonna get ganked at some point if I'm getting my terminology right because of a lag spike, but it is what it is.
Nice.
All right, so this game's running, and aside from some chug, it's running pretty well. It says that 1080p, medium quality. Finishing loading.
Nice.
It needs a separate screen for
the
finishing loading.
The Kimkay dress.
Using a hard drive. All right, let's go, boys. Wow, this is not as good an experience. Definitely running at a lower frame rate now. Not to the point where I'd say it interferes with my ability to play the game, though. Like, this is still a solid, 45 to 55, somewhere in that range FPS. It's usable. One thing I haven't noticed is, oh, never mind, there it goes. Okay, it's chugging, it's chugging. Is that GPU's fan even spinning? Oh yeah,
right,
it's working.
did it.
Okay. Oh, there's a hero. Wait, I'm a hero. Are you a hero? Oh, well, there was another hero there, he was hiding. How is the easy AI so smart? Okay, well, anyway, that's enough of that game. Wow, it's really chugging. We're getting down as low as 30 plus FPS, but those frame times, you can really see them spiking. So just because you got 30 FPS doesn't mean that you're actually getting reasonable frame times. And every time your frame times jump, that's when you feel like a lag or a spike or like a